नमः पार्वती पतये नमोऽस्त्वनन्ताय सहस्रमूर्तये सहस्रपादाक्षिशिरोबाहवे सहस्रनाम्ने पुरुषाय शाश्वते सहस्रकोटियुगधारिणे नमः। ॐ नमः शिवाय गुरवे सच्चिदानन्दमूर्तये निष्प्रपञ्चाय शान्ताय निरालम्बाय तेजसे नित्यानन्दाय गुरवे शिष्यसंसारहारिणे भक्तकार्येकदेहाय नमस्ते चित्सदात्मने। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ नमो गुरुभ्यो गुरुपादुकाभ्यो नमः परेभ्यः परपादुकाभ्यः आचार्य सिद्धेश्वर पादुकाभ्यो नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यः। ऐङ्कार ह्रीङ्कार रहस्ययुक्ता श्रीङ्कारगूढातमा विभूत्या ओङ्कारमर्म प्रतिपादिनीभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां। होत्राग्निहविष्यहोत्रे होमादिसर्वा कृतिभासमानं यद ब्रह्म तद्बोधवितारिणीभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां। कामादिसर्प व्रजगारुडाभ्यां विवेकवैराग्यनिधिप्रदाभ्यां बोधप्रदाभ्यां धृतमोक्षदाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां। अनन्तसंसार समुद्रताय नौकायिताभ्यां स्थिरभक्तिदाभ्यां जाड्याब्धिसंशोषणवाडवाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ अस्य श्री गुरुगीतास्तोत्रमन्त्रस्य भगवान् सदाशिव ऋषिः नानाविधानि छन्दांसि श्री गुरु परमात्मा देवता। हम बीजं सह शक्तिः क्रों कीलकं श्री गुरु प्रसाद सिद्ध्यर्थे जपे विनियोगः। अथ ध्यानम् हंसाभ्यां परिवृत्तपत्रकमले दिव्ये जगत्कारणे विश्वोत्तीर्णमनेकदेहनिलयैः स्वच्छन्दमात्मेच्छया तद्योतं पदशाम्भवं तु चरणं दीपाङ्कुरग्राहिणं प्रत्यक्षाक्षरविग्रहं गुरुपदं ध्यायेद्विभुं शाश्वतम्। सूत उवाच कैलासशिखरे रम्ये भक्तिसन्धाननायकं प्रणम्य पार्वती भक्त्या शङ्करं परिपृच्छति। श्रीदेव्युवाच ॐ नमो देवदेवेश परात्पर जगद्गुरो सदाशिव महादेव गुरुदीक्षां प्रदेहि मे। केन मार्गेण भोः स्वामिन् देहि ब्रह्ममयो भवेत् त्वं कृपां कुरु मे स्वामिन् नमामि चरणौ तव। ईश्वर उवाच मम रूपासि देवि त्वं त्वत्प्रीत्यर्थं वदाम्यहं लोकोपकारकः प्रश्नो न केनापि कृतः पुरा। दुर्लभं तेषु लोकेषु तच्छृणुष्व वदाम्यहं गुरुं विना ब्रह्मणान्यत् सत्यं सत्यं वरानने। वेदशास्त्रपुराणानि इतिहासादिकानि च मन्त्रयन्त्रादिविद्याश्च स्मृति उच्चाटनादिकं शैवशाक्तागमादीनि अन्यानि विविधानि च अपभ्रंशकराणीह जीवानां भ्रान्तचेतसां। यज्ञं व्रतं तपोदानं जपं तीर्थं तथैव च गुरुतत्त्वम् अविज्ञाय मूढस्तु च ते जनाः। गुरुर्बुद्ध्यात्मनो नान्यत् सत्यं सत्यं न संशयः तल्लाभार्थं प्रयत्नस्तु कर्तव्यो हि मनीषिभिः। गूढविद्या जगन्माया देहे चाज्ञानसम्भवा उदयो यत्प्रकाशेन गुरुशब्देन कथ्यते। सर्वपापविशुद्धात्मा श्रीगुरोः पादसेवनात् देहि ब्रह्म भवेद् यस्मात् त्वत्कृपार्थं वदामि ते। गुरुपादाम्बुजं स्मृत्वा जलं शिरसि धारयेत् सर्वतीर्थावगाहस्य सम्प्राप्नोति फलं नरः। शोषणं पापपङ्कस्य दीपानं ज्ञानतेजसां गुरुपादोदकं सम्यक् संसारार्णवतारकम्। अज्ञानमूलहरणं जन्मकर्मनिवारणं ज्ञानवैराग्यसिद्ध्यर्थं गुरुपादोदकं पिबेत्। गुरोः पादोदकं पीत्वा गुरोरुच्छिष्टभोजनं गुरुमूर्तेः सदा ध्यानं गुरुमन्त्रं सदा जपेत्। काशीक्षेत्रं तन्निवासो जाह्नवी चरणोदकं गुरुर्विश्वेश्वरः साक्षात् तारकं ब्रह्मनिश्चितं। गुरोः पादोदकं यत्तु गयासौ सोक्षयो वटः तीर्थराजः प्रयागश्च गुरुमूर्त्यै नमो नमः। गुरुमूर्तिं स्मरे नित्यं गुरुनाम सदा जपेत्। गुरुराज्ञां पकुर्वीत गुरुरन्यं न भावयेत्। गुरुवक्त्र स्थितं ब्रह्म प्राप्यते तत्प्रसादतः। गुरुध्यानं सदा कुर्यात् कुलस्त्री स्वपते यथा। स्वाश्रमं च स्वजातिं च स्वकीर्ति पुष्टिवर्धनम् एतत् सर्वं परित्यज्य गुरोरन्यं न भावयेत् अनन्याश्चिन्तयन्तो मां सुलभं परमं पदम् तस्मात् सर्वप्रयत्नेन गुरोराराधनं कुरु त्रैलोक्ये स्फुटवक्तारो देवाद्यसुरपन्नगः गुरुभक्त्या सिता विद्या गुरुभक्त्या तु लभ्यते ऋकारस्त्वन्धकारश्च ऋकारस्तेज उच्यते अज्ञानग्रासकं ब्रह्म गुरुरेव न संशयः ऋकारः प्रथमो वर्णो मायादिगुणभासकः ऋकारो द्वितीयो ब्रह्म मायाभ्रान्तिविनाशनम् एवं गुरुपदं श्रेष्ठं देवानामपि दुर्लभम् आहुः गणश्चैव गन्धर्वैश्च प्रपूज्यते ध्रुवं तेषां च सर्वेषां नास्ति तत्त्वं गुरोः परम् आसनं शयनं वस्त्रं भूषणं वाहनादिकम् साधकेन प्रदातव्यं गुरुसन्तोषकारकम् गुरोराराधनं कार्यं स्वजीवित्वं निवेदयेत् कर्मणा मनसा वाचा नित्यमाराधयेत् गुरुं दीर्घदण्डं नमस्कृत्य निर्लज्जो गुरुसन्निधौ शरीरमिन्द्रियं प्राणान् सद्गुरुभ्यो निवेदयेत् आत्मदायादिकं सर्वं सद्गुरुभ्यो निवेदयेत् कृमिकीटभस्मविष्ठा दुर्गन्धिमलमूत्रकं श्लेष्मरक्तं त्वचं मांसं वञ्चयेन्न वरानने संसारवृक्षमारूढः पतन्तो न कार्णवे येन चैवोद्धताः सर्वे तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः हेतवे जगतामेव संसारार्णवसेतवे प्रभवे सर्वविद्यानां शम्भवे गुरवे नमः अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः त्वं पिता त्वं च मे माता त्वं बन्धुस्त्वं च देवता संसारप्रतिबोधार्थं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः यत्सत्येन जगत्सत्यं यत्प्रकाशेन भाति यदानन्देन नन्दन्ति तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः यस्य स्थित्या सत्यमिदं यद्भाति भानुरूपतः प्रियं पुत्रादि यत्प्रीत्या तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः येन चेतयते इदं चित्तं चेतयते नयं जागत्स्वप्नसुषुप्त्यादि तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः यस्य ज्ञानादिदं विश्वं न दृश्यं भिन्नभेदतः सदेकरूपरूपाय तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः यस्यामतं तस्य मतं मतं यस्य न वेदसः अनन्यभावभावाय तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः यस्य कारणरूपस्य कार्यरूपेण भाति कार्यकारणरूपाय तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः नानारूपम् इदं सर्वं न केनाप्यस्ति भिन्नता कार्यकारणता चैव तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः यदङ्घ्रिकमलद्वन्द्वं द्वन्द्वतापनिवारकं तारकं सर्वदा पद्भ्यः श्रीगुरुं प्रणमाम्यहम् शिवे कृते गुरुस्त्राता गुरो कृते शिवो नहि तस्मात् सर्वप्रयत्नेन श्रीगुरुं शरणं व्रजेत् वन्दे गुरुपदद्वन्द्वं वाङ्मनश्चित्तगोचरं श्वेतरक्तप्रभाविनं शिवशक्त्यात्मकं परम् हुकारं च गुणातीतं हुकारं रूपवर्जितं गुणातीतस्वरूपं च यो दद्यात् स गुरुस्मृता अत्रिनेत्रः सर्वसाक्षी अचतुर्बाहुरच्युता अचतुर्वदनो ब्रह्मा श्रीगुरुः कथितः प्रिये अयं मयाञ्जलिबद्धो दयासागरभृतये यदनुग्रहतो जन्तुश्चित्तसंसारमुक्तिभाग् श्रीगुरोः परमं रूपं विवेकचक्षुषोमृतं मन्दभाग्या न पश्यन्ति अन्धाः सूर्योदयं यथा श्रीनाथचरणद्वन्द्वं यस्यां दिशि विराजते तस्य दिशे नमस्कुर्यात् भक्त्या प्रतिदिनं प्रिये तस्य दिशे सततमञ्जलेश आये प्रक्षिप्यते मुखैतो मधुपैर्बुधैश्च जागर्ति यत्र भगवान् गुरुचक्रवर्ती विश्वोदय प्रलय नाटक नित्य साक्षी श्रीनाथादिगुरुत्रयं गणपतिं पीठत्रयं भैरवं सिद्धौघं वटुकत्रयं मदयुगं दूतिकमं मण्डलं वीयान्द्यष्टचतुष्कषष्टिनवकं वीयावले पञ्चकं श्रीमन्मालिनीमन्त्रराजसहितं वन्दे गुरुमण्डलम् अप्यस्ते सकले सुदीर्घमनिले व्याधिप्रदे दुष्करे प्राणायामशते अनेककर्णे दुःखात्मके दुर्जये यस्मिन्नाभ्युदिते विनश्यति बली वायुः स्वयं तत्क्षणात् प्राप्तुं तत्सहजं स्वभावमनिशं सेवात्वमेकं गुरु स्वदेशिकस्यैव शैवचिन्तनं भवेदनन्तस्य शिवस्य चिन्तनं स्वदेशिकश्चैव च नामकीर्तनं भवेदनन्तस्य शिवस्य कीर्तनम् यत्पादरेणुकणिका कापि संसारवारिधेः सेतुबन्धायते नाथं देशिकं तमुपास्महे यस्मादनुग्रहं लब्ध्वा महदज्ञानमुत्सृजे तस्मै श्रीदेशिकेन्द्राय नमश्चाभीष्टसिद्धये पादाब्जं सर्वसंसार दावानलविनाशकं ब्रह्मरन्ध्रेसिताम्बोज मध्यस्थं चन्द्रमण्डले अकथादितरेखाब्जे सहस्रदलमण्डले हंसपार्श्वत्रिकोणे च स्मैतन्मध्यगं गुरुं सकलभुवनसृष्टि कल्पिताशेषपुष्टे निखिलनिगमदृष्टि सम्पदां व्यर्थदृष्टि अवगुणपरिमाष्टिस्तत्पदार्थैकदृष्टि भवगुणपरमेष्टे मोक्षमार्गैकदृष्टि सकलभुवनयङ्गा स्थापनस्तम्भयष्टिः सकरुणयसृष्टिस्तत्त्वमाला समष्टिः सकलसमयसृष्टिः सच्चिदानन्ददृष्टे निवसतु मयि नित्यं श्रीगुरो दिव्यदृष्टिः अग्निशुद्धं समन्तातु ज्वालापरिचकार्या मन्त्रराजमिमं मन्ये अनिशं पातु मृत्युता तदेजति तन्नैजति तद्दुवे तत्समीपके तदन्तस्य सर्वस्य तदु सर्वस्य बाह्यता अजोऽहमजयोऽहं च अनादिनिधनस्वयम् अविकारश्चिदानन्द अणीयान् महतो महान् अपूर्वाणां परं नित्यं स्वयं ज्योतिर्निरामयं विराजं परमाकाशं ध्रुवमानन्दमव्ययम् श्रुतिः प्रत्यक्षमेतीयम् अनुमानश्चतुष्टयम् यस्य चात्मतपो वेद देशिकं च सदा स्मरेत् मननं यद्भवं कार्यं तद्वदामि महामते साधु त्वं च मया दृष्टं त्वयि तिष्ठति साम्प्रतम् अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः सर्वश्रुतिशिरो रत्न विराजिता पदाम्बुजः वेदान्ताम्बुजसूर्यो यस्तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः यस्य स्मरणमात्रेण ज्ञानमुत्पद्यते स्वयं य एव सर्वसम्प्राप्तिस्तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः चैतन्यं शाश्वतं शान्तं व्योमातीतं निरञ्जनं नादबिन्दुकलातीतं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः स्थावरं जङ्गमं चैव तथा चैव चराचरं व्याप्तं येन जगत्सर्वं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः ज्ञानशक्तिसमारूढस्तत्त्वमाला विभूषितः भुक्तिमुक्तिप्रदाताय तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः अनेकजन्मसम्प्राप्त सर्वकर्मविदाहिने स्वात्मज्ञानप्रभावेण तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः न गुरोरधिकं तत्त्वं न गुरोरधिकं तपः तत्त्वं ज्ञानात्परं नास्ति तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः मन्नाथ श्रीजगन्नाथो मद्गुरुस्ते जगद्गुरो ममात्मा सर्वभूतात्मा तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः ध्यानमूलं गुरोर्मूर्ति पूजामूलं गुरोः पदं मन्त्रमूलं गुरोर्वाक्यं मोक्षमूलं गुरोः कृपा गुरोरादिरनादिश्च गुरोः परमदैवतं गुरोः परतरं नास्ति तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः सप्तसागरपर्यन्त तीर्थस्नानादिकं फलं गुरोरङ्गे पयो बिन्दु सहस्रांशेन दुर्लभम् हरोष्टे गुरुस्याता गुरोरुष्टेन कश्चन तस्मात् सर्वप्रयत्नेन श्रीगुरुं शरणं व्रजेत्। गुरुरेव जगत्सर्वं ब्रह्म विष्णु शिवात्मकं गुरोः परतरं नास्ति तस्मात् सम्पूजयेत् गुरुम्। ज्ञानं विज्ञानसहितं लभ्यते गुरुभक्तितः गुरोः परतरं नास्ति देयोऽसौ गुरुमार्गिभिः। यस्मात् परतरं नास्ति नेति नेतीति वैश्यतिः मनसा वचसा चैव नित्यमाराधयेत् गुरुम्। गुरोः कृपा प्रसादेन ब्रह्म विष्णु सदाशिवः समर्था प्रभवादौ च केवलं गुरुसेवया। देवकिन्नर गन्धर्वः पितरो यक्षचारणः मुनयोऽपि न जानन्ति गुरुशुश्रूषणे विधिम्। महाहंकारगर्वेण तपो विद्याबलान्वितः संसारकुहरावर्ते घटयन्ते यथा घटाः। न मुक्ता देवगन्धर्वः पितरो यक्षकिन्नरः ऋषयः सर्वसिद्धाश्च गुरुसेवा परान्मुखाः। ध्यानं शृणु महादेवी सर्वानन्दप्रदायकं सर्वसौख्यकरं नित्यं भुक्तिमुक्तिविदायकम्। श्रीमत्परब्रह्मगुरुं स्मरामि श्रीमत्परब्रह्मगुरुं वदामि श्रीमत्परब्रह्मगुरुं नमामि श्रीमत्परब्रह्मगुरुं भजामि। ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम्। एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। नित्यं शुद्धं निराभासं निराकारं निरञ्जनं नित्यबोधं चिदानन्दं गुरुं ब्रह्मा नमाम्यहम्। हृदाम्बुजे कर्णिकमध्यसंस्थे सिंहासने संस्थितदिव्यमूर्तिं ध्यायेत् गुरुं चन्द्रकलाप्रकाश चित्पुस्तकाभीष्टवरं ददानं श्वेताम्बरं श्वेतविलेपपुष्पं मुक्ताविभूषं मुदितं द्विनेत्रं वामाङ्कपीठस्थितदिव्यशक्तिं मन्दस्मितं सान्द्रकृपानिधानम् आनन्दमानन्दकरं प्रसन्नं ज्ञानस्वरूपं निजबोधयुक्तं योगीन्द्रमीड्यं भवरोगवैद्यं श्रीमद्गुरुं नित्यमहं नमामि। यस्मिन् सृष्टिस्थितिध्वंस निग्रहानुग्रहात्मकं कृत्यं पञ्चविधं शाश्वत भासते तं नमाम्यहम्। प्रातः शिरसि शुक्लाब्जे द्विनेत्रं द्विभुजं गुरुं वराभययुतं शान्तं स्मरेत्तं नाम पूर्वकम्। न गुरोरधिकं न गुरोरधिकं न गुरोरधिकं न गुरोरधिकं शिवशासनता 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 इदमेव शिवं त्विदमेव शिवं त्विदमेव शिवं त्विदमेव शिवं मम शासनतो मम शासनतो मम शासनतो मम शासनता एवं विदं गुरुं ध्यात्वा ज्ञानमुत्पद्यते स्वयं तत्सद्गुरु प्रसादे मुक्तोऽहमेति भावयेत् गुरुदर्शितमार्गेण मनः शुद्धिं तु कारयेत् अनित्यं खण्डयेत् सर्वं यत्किञ्चिदात्मगोचरं येयं सर्वस्वरूपं च ज्ञानं च मन उच्यते ज्ञानं येयं समं कुर्यात् नान्यः पन्था द्वितीयकः एवं श्रुत्वा महादेवी गुरुनिन्दां करोति यः स याति नरकं घोरं यावच्चन्द्रदिवाकरो यावत् कल्पान्तको देहस्तावदेवा गुरुं स्मरेत् गुरुलोको न कर्तव्यः स्वच्छन्दो यदि वा भवेत् हुंकारेण न वक्तव्यं प्राज्ञः शिष्ये कथञ्चन गुरोरग्रे न वक्तव्यम् असत्यं च कदाचन गुरुं त्वं कृत्य हुंकृत्य गुरुं निर्जित्य वादतः अरण्ये निर्जले देशे स भवेत् ब्रह्मराक्षसः मुनिभिः पन्नगैवापि सुरैवा शापितो यदि कालमृत्युभयाद्वापि गुरुरक्षति पार्वती अशक्ता हि सुरादाश्च अशक्ता मुनयस्तथा गुरुशापेन ते शीघ्रं क्षयं यान्ति न संशयः मन्त्रराजमिदं देवी गुरु इत्यक्षरद्वयं स्मृतिवेदावाक्येन गुरुः साक्षात् परं पदं श्रुतिस्मृति अविघ्नाय केवलं गुरुसेवकः ते वै सन्न्यासिनः प्रोक्ता इतरे वेषधारिणः नित्यं ब्रह्म निराकारं निर्गुणं बोधयेत् परं सर्वं ब्रह्म निराभासं दीपो दीपान्तरं यथा गुरोः कृपा प्रसादेन आत्मरामं निरीक्षयेत् अनेन गुरुमार्गेण स्वात्मज्ञानं प्रवर्तते आब्रह्मस्तम्भपर्यन्तं परमात्मास्वरूपकं सावयं जङ्गमं चैव प्रणमामि जगन्मयं वन्देऽहं सच्चिदानन्दं वेदातीतं सदा गुरुं नित्यं पूर्णं निराकारं निर्गुणं स्वात्मसंस्थितं परात्परतरं ध्येयं नित्यमानन्दकारकं हृदयाकाशमध्यस्थं शुद्धस्फटिकसन्निभं स्फटिकाप्रतिमारूपं दृश्यते दर्पणे यथा तथात्मनि चिदाकारम् आनन्दं सोऽहमित्युत अङ्गुष्ठमात्रपुरुषं ध्यायत्यश्चिन्मयं हृदि तत्र स्फुरति भावो यः शृणोतं कथयाम्यहम् अगोचरं तथालम्यं नामरूपं निःशब्दं तद्विजानीयात् स्वभावं ब्रह्म पार्वती यथा गन्धः स्वभावेन कर्पूरकुसुमादिषु शीतोष्णादि स्वभावेन तथा ब्रह्म च शाश्वतं स्वयं तथा विधो भूत्वा स्थातव्यं यत्र कुत्रचित् कीटभ्रमरवत्तत्र ध्यानं भवति तादृशं गुरुध्यानं तथा कृत्वा स्वयं ब्रह्ममयो भवेत् पिण्डे पदे तथा रूपे मुक्तो सोनात् संशयः। श्रीपार्वती उवाच पिण्डं किं नो महादेव पदं किं समुदाहृतं रूपातीतं च रूपं किम् एतदाख्याहि शङ्कर। श्रीमहादेव उवाच पिण्डं कुण्डलिनी शक्तिः पदं हंस उदाहृतं रूपं बिन्दुरिति येयं रूपातीतं निरञ्जनं। पिण्डे मुक्ता पदे मुक्ता रूपे मुक्ता वरानने रूपातीते तु ये मुक्तास्ते मुक्ता नाथ संशयः। स्वयं सर्वमयो भूत्वा परं तत्त्वं विलोकयेत् परात् परतरं नान्यत् सर्वमेतन्निरालयम्। तस्यावलोकनं प्राप्य सर्वसङ्गविवर्जितः एकाकी निःस्पृहः शान्तस्तिष्ठासे तत्प्रसादतः। लब्ध्वं वाथ न लब्ध्वं वा स्वल्पं वा बहुलं तथा निष्कामेनैव भोक्तव्यं सदा सन्तुष्टचेतसा। सर्वज्ञपदमित्याहुर्देहि सर्वमयो बुधः सदानन्दः सदा शान्तो रमते यत्र कुत्रचित्। यत्रैव तिष्ठते सोऽपि सदेशः पुण्यभाजनं मुक्तस्य लक्षणं देवी तवाग्रे कथितं मया। उपदेशस्तथा देवी गुरुमार्गेण मुक्तिदः गुरुभक्तिस्तथा ध्यानं सकलं तव कीर्तितम्। अनेन यद्भवेत् कार्यं तद्वदामि महामते लोकोपकारकं देवी लौकिकं तु न भावयेत्। लौकिकात् कर्मणो यान्ति ज्ञानहीना भवार्णवम् ज्ञाने तु भावयेत् सर्वं कर्म निष्कर्म यत्कृतम्। इदं तु भक्तिभावेन पठते शृणुते यदि लिखित्वा तत्प्रदातव्यं तत्सर्वं सफलं भवेत्। गुरुगीतात्मकं देवी शुद्धतत्त्वं मयोदितं भवव्याधिविनाशार्थं स्वयमेव जपेत् सदा। गुरुगीताक्षरेकं तु मन्त्रराजमिमं जपेत् अन्ये च विविधा मन्त्राः कलां नायन्ति षोडशी। अनन्तफलमाप्नोति गुरुगीता जपेन तु सर्वपापप्रशमनं सर्वदारिद्र्यनाशनं। कालमृत्युभयहरं सर्वसङ्कटनाशनं यक्षराक्षसभूतानां चोरव्याघ्रभयापहम्। महाव्याधिहरं सर्वं विभूतिसिद्धिदं भवेत् अथवा मोहनं वश्यं स्वयमेव जपेत् सदा। वस्त्रासने च दारिद्र्यं पाषाणे रोगसम्भवः मेदिन्यां दुःखमाप्नोति काष्ठे भवति निष्फलम्। कृष्णार्जुने ज्ञानसिद्धे मोक्षश्रीव्याघ्रचर्मणि कुशासने ज्ञानसिद्धिः सर्वसिद्धिस्तु कम्बले। कुशे वा दुर्वया देवी आसने शुभ्रकम्बले उपविश्य ततो देवी जपेदेकाग्रमानसः। ध्येयं शुक्लं च शान्त्यर्थं वश्ये रक्तासनं प्रिये अविचारे कृष्णवर्णं पीतवर्णं धनागमे। उत्तरे शान्तिकामस्तु वश्ये पूर्वमुखो जपेत् दक्षिणे मायणं प्रोक्तं पश्चिमे च धनागमः मोहनं सर्वभूतानां बन्धमोक्षकरं भवेत् देवराजा प्रियकरं सर्वलोकवशं भवेत् सर्वेषां स्तम्भनकरं गुणानां च विवर्धनं दुष्कर्मनाशनं चैव सुकर्मसिद्धिदं भवेत् असिद्धं साधयेत् कार्यं नवग्रहभयापहं दुःस्वप्ननाशनं चैव सुस्वप्नफलदायकम् सर्वशान्तिकरं नित्यं तथा वन्द्यासु पुत्रदम् अवैधव्यकरं स्त्रीणां सौभाग्यदायकं सदा आयुरारोग्यमैश्वर्यं पुत्रपौत्रापवर्धनम् अकामतः स्त्रीविधवा जपान् मोक्षम् अवाप्नुयात् अवैधव्यं सकामातु लभते चान्यजन्मने सर्वदुःखभयं विघ्नं नाशयेच्छापहारकं सर्वबाधाप्रशमनं धर्मार्थकामं मोक्षदं यं यं चिन्तयते कामं तं तं प्राप्नोति निश्चितं कामितस्य कामधेनुः कल्पना कल्पपादपः चिन्तामणिश्चिन्तितस्य सर्वमङ्गलकायकं मोक्षहेतुर्जपे नित्यं मोक्षश्रियमवाप्नुयात् भोगकामो जपेद्यो वै तस्य कामफलप्रदम् जपेच्चाश्च शौरश्च गाणपत्यश्च वैष्णवः शैवस्य सिद्धिदं देवी सत्यं सत्यं न संशयः अथ काम्य जपे स्थानं कथयामि वरानने सागरे वा सैतीरे तवा हरिहरालये शक्तिदेवालये गोष्ठे सर्वदेवालये शुभे वटे च धातृमूले वा मठे वृन्दावने तथा पवित्रे निर्मले स्थाने नित्यानुष्ठानतोऽपि वा निर्वेदने नमोनेन जपमेतं समाचरेत् श्मशाने भयभूमौ तु वटमूलान्तिके तथा सिद्ध्यन्ति धातुरे मूले च्यूतवृक्षस्य सन्निधौ गुरुपुत्रो वयं मूर्खस्तस्य सिद्ध्यन्ति नान्यथा शुभकर्माणि सर्वाणि दीक्षाव्रता तपांसि च संसारमलनाशार्थं भवपाशनिवृत्तये गुरुगीतामृषि स्नानं तत्त्वज्ञः कुरुते सदा स एव च गुरुः साक्षात् सदा सद्ब्रह्मवित्तमः तस्य स्थानानि सर्वाणि पवित्राणि न संशयः सर्वशुद्धः पवित्रोऽसौ स्वभावाद्यत्र तिष्ठति तत्र देवगणाः सर्वे क्षेते पीठे वसन्ति आसनस्थः शयानो वा गच्छन् तिष्ठन् वदन्नपि अश्वारूढो गजारूढः सुप्तो वा जागतोऽपि वा शुचिष्मांस सदा ज्ञानी गुरुगीता जपेन तु तस्य दर्शनमात्रेण पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते समुद्रे च यथा तोयं क्षीरे क्षीरं घृते घृतं भिन्ने कुम्भे यथाकाशस्तथात्मा परमात्मनि तथैव ज्ञानी जीवात्मा परमात्मनि लीयते ऐक्येन मते ज्ञानि यत्र तत्र विभाषः एवं विधो महामुक्तः सर्वदा वर्तते बुधः तस्य सर्व प्रयत्नेन भावभक्तिं करोति यः सर्वसन्देहरहितो मुक्तो भवति पार्वती मुक्तिमुक्तिद्वयं तस्य जिह्वाग्रे च सरस्वती अनेन प्राणिनः सर्वे गुरुगीता जपेन तो सर्वसिद्धिं प्राप्नुवन्ति मुक्तिं मुक्तिं न संशयः सत्यं सत्यं पुनः सत्यं धर्मं सांख्यं अयोदितं गुरुगीता समं नास्ति सत्यं सत्यं वरानने एको देव एकदर्म एकनिष्ठा परन्तपः गुरोः परतरं नान्यत् नास्ति तत्त्वं गुरोः परम् माता धन्या पिता धन्यो धन्यो वंशः कुलं तथा धन्या च वसुधा देवी गुरुभक्तिः सुदुर्लभा शरीरमिन्द्रियं प्राणाश्चाथ स्वजन बान्धवा माता पिता कुलं देवी गुरुरेवा न संशयः आकल्पजन्मनां कोट्या जपा व्रता तपाक्रिया तत्सर्वं सफलं देवी गुरुसन्तोषमात्रता विद्या तपो बलेनैव बन्धभाग्याश्च येन गुरुसेवां न कुर्वन्ति सत्यं सत्यं वरानने ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेशाश्च देवर्षि पितृकिन्नरः सिद्धचारण यक्षाश्च अन्येऽपि योजनाः गुरुभावः परं तीर्थम् अन्यतीर्थं निरर्थकम् सर्वतीर्थाश्रयो देवी पादाङ्गुष्ठांश्च वर्तते जपेन जयमाप्नोति चानन्तफलमाप्नुयात् हीनकर्मा त्यजन् सर्वं स्थानानि चादमानि च जपं हीनासनं कुर्वन् हीनकर्मा फलप्रदं गुरुगीतां प्रयाणे वा सङ्ग्रामे रिपुसङ्कटे जपं जयमवाप्नोति मरणे मुक्तिदायकम् सर्वकर्म च सर्वत्र गुरुपुत्रस्य सिद्ध्यति इदं नो वाचं तवाग्रे कथितं मया सुगोप्यं च प्रयत्नेन मम त्वं च प्रियातिथि स्वामी मुख्य गणेशादि विष्णुवादीनं च पार्वती मनसापि न वक्तव्यं सत्यं सत्यं वदाम्यहम् अतीवापक्वचित्ताय श्रद्धा भक्तियुताय च प्रवक्तव्यमिदं देवी ममात्मासि सदा प्रिये अभक्ते वञ्चके दूते पाखण्डे नास्तिके नये मनसापि न वक्तव्या गुरुगीता कदाचन संसारसागरसमुद्धरणैकमन्त्रं ब्रह्मादिदेवमुनिपूजितसिद्धमन्त्रं दारिद्र्यदुःखभवरोगविनाशमन्त्रं वन्दे महाभयहरं गुरुराजमन्त्रम् इति श्रीस्कन्दपुराणे उत्तरखण्डे ईश्वर पार्वती संवादे गुरुगीता समाप्ता श्री गुरुदेव चरणार्पणमस्तु नित्यानन्दाय गुरवे शिष्य संसाराय भक्तकाये कदेहा सदात्मने निर्वासनं निराकाङ्क्षं सर्वदोषविवर्जितं निरालम्बं निरातङ्कं नित्यानन्दं नमाम्यहम् निर्ममं निरहङ्कारं समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनं समदुःखसुखं धीरम् अवधूतं नमाम्यहम् अविनाशिनमात्मानम् एकं विज्ञाय तत्त्वतः वीतरागभयक्रोधं नित्यानन्दं नमाम्यहम् नाहं देहो न मे देहो जीवो नाहम् अहं निचित् एवं विज्ञाय सन्तुष्टम् अवधूतं नमाम्यहम् समस्तं कल्पनामात्रम् आत्मा मुक्तः सनातनः इति विज्ञाय संतृप्तं नित्यानन्दं नमाम्यहम् नानाग्निदग्धकर्माणं कामसङ्कल्पवर्जितं हेयोपादेयहीनन्दम् अवधूतं नमाम्यहम् स्वभावेनैव यो योगी सुखं भोगं न वाञ्छति यदुच्छालाभसन्तुष्टं नित्यानन्दं नमाम्यहम् नैव निन्दाप्रशंसाभ्यां यस्य विक्रियते मनः आत्मक्रीडं महात्मानम् अवधूतं नमाम्यहम् नित्यं जागद अवस्थायां स्वप्नवद्योऽवतिष्ठते निश्चिन्तं चिन्मयात्मानं नित्यानन्दं नमाम्यहम् द्वेष्यं नास्ति प्रियं नास्ति नास्ति अस्य अशुभाशुभं वेदज्ञानविहीनं तम् अवधूतं नमाम्यहम् जडं पश्यति नो यस्तु जगत् पश्यति चिन्मयं नित्ययुक्तं गुणातीतं नित्यानन्दं नमाम्यहम् यो हि दर्शनमात्रेण पवते भुवनत्रयं पावनं जङ्गमं तीर्थम् अवधूतं नमाम्यहम् सर्वपूज्यं सदा पूर्णम् अखण्डानन्दविग्रहं स्वप्रकाशं चिदानन्दं नित्यानन्दं नमाम्यहम् निष्कलं निष्क्रियं शान्तं निर्मलं परमामृतं गणेशपुरीवासिनम् अवधूतं नमाम्यहम् योगपूर्णं तपोमूर्तिं प्रेमपूर्णं सुदर्शनम् ज्ञानपूर्णं कृपामूर्तिं नित्यानन्दं नमाम्यहम् दुर्जनः सज्जनो भूयात् सज्जनः शान्तिमाप्नुयात् शान्तो मुच्येत बन्धेभ्यो मुक्तश्चान्यान् विमोचयेत् स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमास्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं शोभरहितो ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् सर्वस्तरतु दुर्गाणि सर्वो भद्राणि पश्यतु सर्वकामान् अवाप्नोतु सर्वः सर्वत्र नन्दतु स्वस्ति मात्रा उत पीतेनास्तु स्वस्ति गोप्यो जगते पुरुषेभ्यः विश्वां सुभूतां सुविरतमस्तु जोगे वदृश्येमसूयम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। आरती करो सद्गुरु की करो सद्गुरु की प्यारे गुरुवर की आरती करो गुरुवर की आरती करो सद्गुरु की करो सद्गुरु की प्यारे जय गुरुदेव अमल विनाशे ज्ञान रूपान जय केवासी जय गुरुदेव अमल विनाशे ज्ञान रूपान जय केवासी पग 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 देते जैसे किरण दिन करके आरती करो आरती करो सद्गुरु की करो सद्गुरु की प्यारे गुरुवर की आरती करो गुरुवर की। जब से शरण तुम्हारी आए अमृत से मीठे फल पाए जब से शरण तुम्हारे आए अमृत से मीठे फल पाए शरण तुम्हारी गाय चाय प्रकाशत योग ज्ञान के अटल प्रवर्तक ब्रह्म ज्ञान के पूर्ण प्रकाशत योग ज्ञान के अटल प्रवर्तक जय गुरु चरण सरोज मिटा दे व्यथा हमारे निकाला दिखलाया है हमारा उजाला अंधकार से हमें निकाला दिखलाया है हमारा उजाला कब से जाने छान वह अमर प्रदीप जलाकर निशा दूर धन्य हुए हम पाकर धारा ब्रह्म जननी सतगुरु जगतारण सतपथ दर्शन जाते निवारण करो कृपा सतगुरु जगतारण सतपथ दर्शन जाते निवारण जय हो नित्य ज्योति दिखलाने काले लीला सदगुरुदाता शक्तिपात के प्रदाता मुक्तानंद सदगुरुदाता शक्तिपात के प्रदाता कर के वास गणेश भुए भवबाधा शाश्वतं शान्तं व्योमातीतं निरञ्जनं नादबिन्दु कलातीतं तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः सद्गुरुनाम महाराज की जय। आज ही सकी कागज पेपर. So as we wait for Maharaj Ji to come, he said he'll be here by 10:15. So we'll sing a song as he walks in. There's only a few sheets, so you can share 2 to 1 or 1 to 3, depending on how it works out. Anybody want? There are few extras. We welcome Devyani back also. She's been away for a month. She's only visiting for 5 days. I requested her that we have a course closing today, and the course people will depart, so they wanted to meet. And Maharaji has also come here to Shanti Mandir for the first time, so he should also meet, she should also meet, and everybody else is here today. We have Hansa Pandya with Manoj Pandya. So all of the people who have showed up specially here today for this unusually special day, which we'll talk about when Maharaji comes.
Oh, my friend, today the Sadguru has come to my house. My mind has become blissful. Seeing him, all sins have been destroyed. All afflictions and poverty have gone away. Listening to his words, full of nectar, the darkness of ignorance has vanished, and within this body I have attained the Lord. Doubts of lifetimes fell away. He ended the afflictions in fear of transmigration. Brahmanan, the servant, has taken refuge in his Guru and is clinging to his lotus feet. आजा सखी सतगुरु घर आए आजा सखी मेरे मन आनंद भयोरी मेरे
मन आनंद भयो है
आजा सखी सतगुरु घर आए
आज सखी सतगुरु घर
दर्शन से सब पाप विनाशे
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 दुख दरिद्र सब दूर गयो रे दुख दरिद्र सब दूर गयो रे आज सखी सतगुरु घर आए
आज सखी
मेरे मन आनंद भयो रे मेरे मन आनंद
भयो
आज सखी सतगुरु घर आए
आज सखी सतगुरु घर
अमृत वचन सुनत तम नाशो अमृत वचन सुनत अमृत वचन सुनत तम नाशो
अमृत वचन सुनत तम नाशो
कत भी पर प्रभु पाया लय रे। आज सखी सतगुरु घर आए,
आज सखे
मेरे मन आनंद भयो रे, मेरे
मन आनंद भयो।
आज सखी सतगुरु घर आए,
आज सखे सतगुरु
जन्म जन्म के संशय छूटे,
जन्म जन्म के संशय टूटे,
जन्म जन्म के संशय छूटे,
जन्म जन्म के संशय टूटे।
भव भय ताप मिटाय दयो रे,
भवय ताप मिटाय दियो।
आज सखी सतगुरु घर आए,
आज सखे सतगुरु घर आए,
मेरे मन आनंद भयो रे, मेरे मन आनंद भयो रे। आज सखी सतगुरु घर आए,
आज सखे सतगुरु घर आए।
ब्रह्मानंद दास दासन को,
ब्रह्मानंद दास दासन को,
ब्रह्मानंद दास दासन को,
ब्रह्मानंद दास दासन को।
चरण कमल लिपताय रयो रे, चरण कमल लिपताय रयो रे। आज सखी सतगुरु घर आए, आज सखी सतगुरु घर आए, मेरे मन आनंद भयो रे, मेरे मन आनंद भयो रे। आज सखी सतगुरु घर आए, आज सखी सतगुरु घर आए, मेरे मन आनंद भयो रे, मेरे मन आनंद भयो रे। आज सखी सतगुरु घर आए,
आज सखी सतगुरु
आज सखी सतगुरु घर आए, आज सखी सतगुरु घर आए, आज सखी सतगुरु घर आए।
आज सखे सतगुरु घर आए। सद्गुरुनाथ
महाराज की जय।
all the ladies could just shift a little bit.
Om Sadashiva Samayambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmad Guru Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Vande Guru Paramparam Vande Guru Paramparam. Good morning, everyone. कुछ लोगों के लिए. So the invocation that I just chanted was in Sanskrit, but interestingly, we found a version of this in our grandmother's diary after her passing. This is the 13th day of Vinay and my grandmother, maternal grandmother's passing. And Gurudev requested me to speak a few words of Shraddhanjali or tribute. But you can already see that this sadhu sangha, satsang with great beings, was not planned on the 13th day. So that speaks in itself for my grandmother, because I always look at one quality that defines a person, and for her it was her love for the Guru. And if today any of us family members are here and experiencing bhakti or devotion in our hearts for the Guru, it's because of her. So, it's she and Devani gave me strict instructions, no philosophy today. It's like it's like telling a musician no music today. And I'm not translating anything, so I feel jobless right now. But my grandmother, and my mother too, but my grandmother, I noticed, had never had any materialistic desires. I never heard her talk about money, or business, or profit, or stock market, or fashion, or beauty. Her beauty was inner beauty, her devotion. And in our childhood days, I vividly remember going to Mumbai, which is where she lived, at least for the majority of her life after her marriage. And we would visit there during the summer vacations. So that apartment, it was a small apartment, but what I remember about that and have never forgotten is the puja room or puja corner in the main room. There was a photo of Baba, which my uncle still has. And, it's a black and white photo that was colored. And I remember when we were in Ahmedabad, in a city in Gujarat, and we gave it to a painter to repaint it. He painted it and said that, I cannot charge you for this. He didn't even know Baba. But he said he emits the rays of holiness. And that holiness was obviously because of Baba's presence, but because that photo was infused with my grandmother's daily puja. She would give us tirtha, holy water, after the puja. She would do daily abhishek of Bhagwan Nityananda's murti that was in the puja with water, sometimes with milk, and give us that along with tulsi. So all of that went in our body and mind and has been etched in our hearts forever. And that is what is driving us to be here, really. Just a couple days before her passing, we went to her to meet her and to have our final darshan or receive our final blessings from her. And by the way, she had a stroke, a second stroke at the end. So her body was paralyzed for the last very few days, yes, a week. And still, when I chanted the Paduka Panchakam in her presence, she was chanting along with me. And today, because there's no philosophy, I'm not going to do Shabda Praman, which is scriptural testimony. I'm telling you what I've seen with my own eyes, which is Pratyaksha Praman. So this is not hearsay. I don't believe hearsay. I believe the scriptures and I believe my own experience. So I've seen this with my own eyes, that her body couldn't move, but her lips were moving, and she always had a loud, clear voice, clear pronunciations. She was an active participant in kirtan. I've never seen her sit quietly in kirtan. She would always chant out loud. And even though her body couldn't move, at the end, the final meeting I had with her, the final moment, and my uncle was there too, and so were other family members, but she put her hand on my head. So this hand could move, so I took advantage of that. And in her diary, what I began with, we found after her passing, to our surprise, and it said, as she was recovering from her first stroke, she was trying to write a few things, and she had written, Badha Santone Maro Pranam, my salutations to all the saints. And today we have Maharaji here with us, who, in an unplanned way. In fact, I told Maharaji yesterday that when I first saw him, had his darshan in Barumal in his ashram, I had never imagined that I would meet him in a few months in the USA. So this is all because of my grandmother's devotion, that is, it's manifested for her. The universe somehow just helps, because the universe is the Guru, and it helps the devotees. We have read, just chanted the Guru Gita, Kala Mrityu Bhayad Vapi Guru Rakshati Parvati. And she was protected even in the time of her passing. It was a very smooth and peaceful passing, because, and again, I heard this, saw it with my own ears and eyes, respectively, that when my mother asked, or anybody asked, who's coming or where are you going, she would say in that final week, that Bhagwan Nityananda is coming to get me. And we just sang, Aaj Sakhi Sadguru Ghar Aaye. Today, the Sadguru has come to my home, O friend. So the Sadguru came to get her, because interestingly, that last couple days, my uncle's trip was already planned to India for some other work. It was planned a while ago, and so the question was whether he would cancel that or not. But unanimously, everybody said, no, you go ahead for the trip. But the purpose of the trip changed, because rather than the work, what became important was visit to Ganesh Puri. So when he went to Ganesh Puri and was coming back and was at the airport, my family asked me to call my uncle to tell him that my grandmother has left the body. So he prayed there, and the Sadguru did come to get her. And there was no suffering at the end. So the Sadguru always protects his devotees in life, in death, and beyond, and wherever she is. In fact, I feel that she is in the form of faith, Shraddha in the Guru. She is within us who received that from her. So maybe that body died because the body is made up of 5 elements. It will, like the Mahabharata says, that Sheshaha sthiram icchanti kim ashram atah param, that all of us are going to die, but still some think that we will live forever. So even though that body may have passed away and disintegrated into the 5 elements, the spirit, what defined her, that Shraddha and love for the Guru, resides within us, and that is what she is. And it will continue to grow. it will continue to increase day by day. And she planted values in her children, her grandchildren. We have heard stories, I've heard stories of people like Shravan Kumar, who used to serve his parents. But I've actually seen both my uncle and my mother serving their parents, and my father as well, and my aunt as well. So these are not just stories that I've heard of people who might have lived in the past, but here and now, such people exist, and they've set an example for us of how to serve our parents, our grandparents, elderly people, without any selfish motive, without any expectation of any kind, day and night, in all ways. So that is part of love for the Guru, because the Guru is present in all, and to respect all and serve all is the lesson that our grandmother imparted to us, and I pray that we live up to that expectation, that teaching, and that ideal that she has set for us. I think that is enough for now. Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai.
Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai. It's very joyous to see everyone gathered here on this day of what we would call Utsav, which is a celebration. And one, as Gurudev said, was completely unplanned. But all of these elements came together, and it's made it quite a moving celebration, as always. So, Swamiji, I just wanted to let you know, so today we have a very auspicious occasion also, which is that we have a level 1 course closing. And in Baba Muktananda's days, he shared so much wisdom and love to his devotees and all over the world, day in and day out. And it was always our wish that this legacy of his would continue. So over the last couple of years, Gurudev's been talking about wanting to have a course called Understanding the Siddha Path. So there's level 1 and there's level 2. And the idea behind it is that those of us who never got to meet Baba Muktananda in his physical form, that this course would impart all that he represents and all that he shares and all that he bestows every single moment. So we've had people in residence who have taken their time and resources to come here to the ashram and to stay for the last 2.5 weeks. And as Gurudev always says, it's a wonderful occasion because everybody's immersed in the ashram daily schedule, which starts at 5:30 in the morning and ends at about 10 o'clock in the evening. Very full days, very, very complete in themselves, but where we fill ourselves with knowledge, devotion, but also a lot of the class time together is spent on what these scriptures talk about, Shravana, Manana, and Nididhyasana. So Shravana is listening. So day in and day out, we're listening to topics and subjects that are shared all about the yogic path, about the self, about mantra, about Baba's books, about the wealth of knowledge that he had and has and shares with everyone, about the teachings, about kirtan, about seva, about the guru-disciple relationship, but there's not one aspect of what he taught that isn't represented in this course. And for me, I have a lot of feeling for it, because as time goes on, there are those of us ahead who everyone's getting older and older, and we're going to keep seeing people passing and passing, but we want that these teachings and that which Baba specifically shared with his Shaktipat and transmission and his deep love for his devotees and for the path, that continues forward. So it's a great joy whenever we complete one of these courses. And then, as I said, so it's the Shravana, the listening, and then there's the Manana, which is the contemplation that takes place every single day. So as people are learning and studying, hearing, then having time to be able to ponder over that knowledge. And then Nididhyasana, which is the part that comes now. And Baba would always say, you've taken the course, I've given you the certificate, but he would say, now the true challenge begins of when you go back to your daily lives to make sure to carry those teachings with you, and how you integrate them and implement them into your daily lives. That is where the true test or the true exam is given. So today we'll just go in order with what the certificates are that I have here. And I'll hand them to Gurudev and Maharaji, so each person can come up one by one, receive their certificate. There's one thing more that we need to complete for you, and that is that each one of you will also be given a pen drive that has all of Baba's music and all of the ashram music on it. So all that which you've been hearing here for the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you can have that in your home, and you can play it as you move about your day. So that's a gift. We didn't quite get to completing that before today, but it will. We will make sure that gets sent to you. So we'll start with Lucinda Marsh. So Lucinda, you can come up, have darshan, receive your certificate. And Lucinda, most people know her from all of her chiropractic treatments that she gives to everybody so tirelessly and unconditionally. And she's from Pennsylvania. And she also just had her first trip to Mother India back in January, February. And then we have Adriana Parvati Diaz from Argentina, from Mar del Plata. And then we have Sean Simmons, and I don't really know where to say he's from, because he told me he's going to be like a they're going to be like a boomerang that keeps coming in and out and returning. Born and brought up in Western Australia, recently in India for Gurudev's birthday celebrations. Him and his wife Tanya, who's over here in the red Punjabi. And then we had the lovely visit of theirs last year, and then again this year. And then we have Sandra Goris, and she's from Buenos Aires, Argentina. And she said she's been associated for 5 years. 5 años. And then we have Aline Manueco Peña from Mexico City. And she's known to all of us for many years. And she's the Shanti Mandir Mexico coordinator for all of the satsangs and the programs and all that is done there. And then we have Kamal Kornahenko from Argentina, now from Tandil, but you could say he's a representative of all of Argentina. Has traveled the miles over there. And associated to the Siddha path through his mother, Shiva Mai, in Argentina, and she was the main instrument through which Baba's Shakti and Baba's knowledge and Baba's legacy reached Argentina. And then we have Lalita Hatikudur, who's known to us for many years, her and her husband. We remember them from the early days in Delaware, when Shanta was just this high. And Lalita just recently lost her husband last year. And I thought it was wonderful that she wanted to come and spend time in the ashram for a few weeks to just be immersed in the love of the Guru and the devotion and the teachings. And also, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of the teachers. So maybe the teachers maybe just all come up together, just so Maharaji can also see the wonderful work and presences that you guys represent here at the ashram. So Larry Holmes, Dana Wilkinson, Mark Ketchell, and Paula Moss. And also a special acknowledgement to Nicheshwari, who's behind closed doors back there, I think, who translated the entire course and has done that last year and this year, and also all of the intensives in Spanish. It's a full-time seva that she offers to the ashram, making sure that all of the Spanish-speaking devotees of this tradition get to receive all of Gurudev's talks and words and the course from all of you. And I just can't say it enough that I feel like it's a rare gem and a rare treasure that we have all of them still with us who can offer such seva, such knowledge, and such a wonderful package of Baba's teachings, a wonderful bundle of his devotion and love, and make sure that we all receive that going forward. So I think a round of applause. I know Gurudev's not big on the applause, but hey. And we'll have level 2, which is quite full already, but if anybody's interested, those who have taken level 1, you can still register for that, and that'll be starting on September 2nd for the next 2 weeks during Gurudev's fall visit. So do make it a point to try to award yourselves the time to be in the ashram for more than just a day, more than just a couple of hours, and really come and immerse yourselves in the experience that is here for all of us. So thank you all. And as yesterday, when Vidyananda Maharaj was speaking, he was telling us at the end that each one of us, he talked about the balance sheet and how many celebrate, I'm 71, I'm 72, I'm gaining the years, and that the years are going up. But he said if you look at from the other side, the years are getting less and less. So he was encouraging all of us to take our own temperature. He said you can get your own thermometer, and you can take your own temperature to see where our own level of Atma Nivedan or Atma Samarpan, where that lies within us, which is that self-surrender. So how surrendered are we to the teachings? How surrendered are we to the path that we walk? And so with that, I'm going to turn it over to Gurudev, and we are going to begin, I believe, with the Aarti that'll be offered today by Ashit and Rupal Dave to Swamiji. Hari Om Namostvanantaya Sahasramurtaye Sahasraparakshishirudubhave Sahasranamne Purushaya Shashvate Sahasrakoti Yugadarine Nama Nama Kamalanabhaya Namaste Jalashahine Namaste Keshavananta Vasudeva Namostute Vasanad Vasudevasya Vasitam Bhuvanatrayam Sarvabhutani Vasosi Vasudeva Namostute Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Bhararayanam Sutrabhasha Krito Vande Bhagavanto Puna Puna Ishvaro Guru Atmeti Murti Veda Vivagine Vyomavapyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Nama Om Namah Parvati Pate Hara 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 Mahadev Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai.
Muktanandaya Gurave Shishya Samsaraharine Bhakta Karyaikadehaya Namaste Chitsadatmane Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachidananda Murtaye Nishvapancha Yashantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvisha Vahe. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sat Gurunath Maharaj ki jai. My heartfelt Om Namo Narayana to Maharaj ji for his presence here this weekend, and a great love and respect and heartfelt welcome to all of you. Sitting here, all of a sudden I realized I don't think even Devyani remembers. That's why I took pen and paper. So between all of the various emotions, it's the 11th of June, if I'm correct, right? On this day, in 1988, hopefully Manoj Pandya and Lalita remember, and the Sharmas, they're thinking what? It's the day we opened Livingston. उस दिन हमने पहला आश्रम बनाया था. Brahmanji Maharaj came, I think some months later, with Vishweshwaranji and Shastriji Maharaj, and we had a Chandi Havan in the month of October. And actually, in my mind, I had decided I'm never going to open an ashram. I was very clear of that. But then Sitaram Patel, who lived here in New York, said to me, if you come to the East Coast, I'll buy you an ashram. Sometimes I wonder how the Guru tricks you. And Abhishek Raja, and sometimes you wonder, in Hindi we say, kya ho gaya, kaise ho gaya, computer. Kya ho gaya, kaise ho gaya, pata hi nahi chala. And so here we are on this day, 11th of June, 2023. And we were watching with Maharajji last night a video, and it was him giving a talk at what is called the Shodashi program, the 16th day program of a sadhu's passing. Like a householder is 12th or 13th day, a sadhu is the 16th day. So I had received this video last year and I'd watched it a few times. All of a sudden, after dinner, we were just sitting and I said, oh, Maharajji, I have to show you something. And Prabal looks at the video and looks at Maharajji. He says, I am who I am. Don't worry, that is this the Swami Vidyananda or is this the Swami Vidyananda? He said, that's me, I can guarantee you. So Ramesh Bhai was very funny. He said, it's like the immigration officer. He looks at the passport, he looks at you. So, not realizing when we watched that video last night that today is the day, 11th of June, again 1988, that Swami Prakashananda Saraswati, a very good friend and bond with Maharajji, but also Baba Muktananda's first sannyasi disciple, who took sannyas from his guru, Swami Akhandanandji Maharaj. There was 3 or 4 of them, including Baba himself, at different times, who took sannyas from Maharajji's Gurudev. And this was all in the 60s. Swami Prakashanand, Swami Pranavanand, Swami Yoganand. We were very little, as Maharajji says. And still, I remember these people as being wonderful human beings. And I often think to myself, as Vivek talked about his grandmother, that a couple of years ago, I read in a message sent around on the net, that as these people go, the sahajita, I would say natural behavior, simplicity, the straightforwardness, which in Yoga Sutras is arjavam, and all of these wonderful qualities are going away with them. Indians, the people are changing, not realizing that as you say goodbye to each one of these human beings or souls, with them is going a depth of quality that we, young ones today need to think of or ponder over and look at. And the only English saying that I often share is, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. So these programs are held, like Maharaji spoke that day on Swami Prakashananda and his qualities of a sadhu. This program is held when a householder goes, we gather, and everybody thinks we gather for them. I say, no, we gather for ourselves. Because as Vivek said from the Mahabharata, every day somebody goes, somebody goes, somebody goes. Yet each one of us thinks, I will be here. So let us pray. Fortunate. May we be like Madhuben Dave, whom I have also known since I'm just a few months younger than Ranna. So I've also known her probably from 68, I guess. Because I knew their aunt, with whom I could say we were good friends. I was only 6 or 7. I don't know how old she was, Maya Ben. I was friends because her son, Swami, was good friends with us. And how good a person he was. I would tell you that go and watch a video on YouTube, Guru's Grace, Baba Muktananda's 64th birthday. There in the courtyard is him, his cousin brother-in-law, and his father-in-law, and his, what is in India known as Kaka Sasra, meaning his father-in-law's brother. And they all knew Baba well, and Baba had a sense of humor. So does Maharaji. So for all you uptight people who think that the path of God is about being uptight, I won't use any other words, look at these beings. Maharaji talked yesterday about Ananda and being always in Ananda. I watched just a month ago that video, just especially that part, and then there's a part where I'm standing next to Baba, those two parts, just to prove to myself that I was there, like Prabhu looking at Maharaji's photo and Maharaji. So there's so many emotions tied in that one moment or moments that makes you realize here we are today. That was 1972. And 50 years later, sitting in a room in Walden, New York, in the year 2023, with people who don't even know what we are doing. Kristen, can you move out because there's more space? So, 2023, on the modern day, modern times, with an ancient Mahatma. May we be fortunate like Madhuben that on our 13th day, that a Mahatma, ये सब गिर गया, मालूम नहीं कहाँ. It's behind me? Oh. So, today we are honored. I'm sure if I start, I'll go on. But as he said about the strong voice of Madhuben, when I called Mahindra Gadia, who's in Toronto, Canada, I said, you know that Madhuben passed away. He said, yes, we miss her voice at Satsang. Because they've lived in the US, I think, almost 30 years now. But 30 years ago, when they attended Satsang in Mumbai, the people of Mumbai still remember, I don't know if they remember Atul Bhai Dave, but they remember Madhuben Dave, who sang the Guru Gita louder than Vinay and Vivek without a microphone. And the whole hall reverberated. And Mahindra Bhai said, yes, we miss her. Reshma Mami has kind of taken her place now, Dolly's mother. So I said that legacy has to and must continue. So we are very proud, I would say, fortunate, lucky, and all of those things, to have Maharajji here with us on this day. Because I have been a sadhu almost for, I don't know how many years now, little less than him. He is from the 74 batch, I'm from the 1980 batch. He was young and so was I. We're about 12 years apart. So he also got in young. Jawani mein phas gaye. Hum bhi. In our youth, we both, the Guru hooked us in his... Bachpan. Maharaj is saying, not even in our youth, in our childhood. In our childhood, both of us went to our gurus. And yes. So at 12 years of age, he found his guru. And here we are today, these many years later. And this is what I tell people who wonder. The validity of the path, the validity of the teachings, the validity of the scriptures. I said the fact that the Mughals ruled India, the British ruled India, others ruled India, yet here are two sadhus from the Dashnam tradition, both Saraswati, teaching that which has been taught for God knows how long. Historians place it at these many years, these many years, these many years. But I believe that these, as he said, Narayanam Samarambham, this began with creation from the Lord himself. And here we are today, continuing. God knows how many lifetimes we have spent in the company of the Sadguru. And this poem that Divyani sang is just wonderful if you think of it and understand it. Because the way I express it is, Aaj Saki Satguru Ghar Aaye. So I say, Ghar is not home, but Ghar is this Deho Devalaya Prokta. The body, which is my home, which is my dwelling place, or the dwelling place of the Atman. So the Guru has come to this home. Okay, yes, we sang it from Maharajji that he has come to our home, to Shanti Mandir. But also that the Guru has blessed us. And as I often say, it's in the course, and I remind everybody, I love the Guru. And this is an excellent mantra for you to learn. Not get stuck up again that I'm in love with a Guru, I'm in love with this Guru, I'm in love with that Guru, but I'm in love with the Guru. Why? Because that Guru has taken me from darkness, Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Chalakaya, Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. That's how we sing it in the Guru Gita. And there's many other words, Gukas, Chandakaras, and all of that. That from ignorance, from not knowing, he has taken me to knowing. The collyrium of knowledge, for those of you who put eyeliners, in India we put kajal. And it's a natural cooling reason why the women put it on. So the Guru puts on this collyrium of knowledge. So as we say in the Aparoksha Anubhutim, Drishtim Jnanamayam Krutva Pashed Brahmamayam Jagat. That when we meet the Sadguru, he changes your vision, your drishti. And he fills it with knowledge, with understanding. And then you begin to see this as Brahman, as the Absolute. So Maharaji has shared yesterday that today will be a very special morning for all of us as listeners and for the translator. And he said this morning, should I make it easy? I said, no, Maharaji, don't. I said, let us all see how cooked we are. कितने पके हुए हम हमको आज देखना है कि महाराज जी व्यक्त करेंगे अपने भाव और अपने विचार और क्या हम समझ पाएंगे. Right? So how cooked are we that the words and the bhava, the feeling that he will share, and then what Vivek will pick up. And again, it's not so much the words. Remember that always. The words are, as we say in Vedanta and in Shaivism, it's a Shabda Maya Jal. It again is a net of its own. So you rise above it. And I told you yesterday, become still, become established, become at peace, and just take in. And hopefully those who come, Jackie can just settle them all in the back, and that we all who are here, who are settled, we can just take it in. So with great love and respect, we welcome Maharajji amidst us. And Devi has to find my back. Mic like that. And behind me, I think the black things went. Then एक तो इधर दूसरा.
Mahadev, 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 Mahadev. Om. 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 Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvina Vadhitamastu Ma Vidvisha Vahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu. जितना हम बोले उतना बोलो. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara. Guru Sakshat Parabrahma. Guru Sakshat Parabrahma. Tasmai Sri Sri Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Shive Bhakti Shive Bhakti Shive Bhakti Shive Bhakti Shive Bhaktir Bhave Bhave Anyatha Sharanam Nasti. Nasti Anyada Anyadha Sharanam Nasti. Twameva बहुत बढ़िया बहुत बढ़िया बहुत बढ़िया. अच्छा बोला. गुड. त्वमेव त्वमेव शरणं मम त्वमेव शरणं मम। कौन सी राग थी? क्या बात है, गुड। ये शिवरंजनी राग थी। शिव को बहुत प्रसन्न करती है ये राग, और मुझे भी बहुत प्रिय है ये। कल मुझसे पूछ रहा था आपको कौन सी राग प्रिय है, मैं कौन सा बताऊं कि नहीं प्रिय है, सभी अच्छी लगती है। 2 मिनट भगवत नाम संकीर्तन करेंगे। शिव शिव शंकर हर हर महादेव।
शंकर हर हर महादेव।
शिव शिव शंकर हर हर महादेव।
शिव शिव शंकर हर हर महादेव।
हरि हरि नारायण गोविंद वासुदेव।
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 शिव शिव शंकर हर हर महादेव।
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 भाव भावेश्वर महादेव की भगवती पीताम्बरा मात की ब्रह्मलीन श्री सद्गुरुदेव स्वामी अखंडानंद जी महाराज
की जय।
भगवान नित्यानंद महाराज की बाबा मुक्तानंद महाराज की सनातन धर्म की ओम नमः पार्वती पतये हर
हर महादेव।
अब 3 बार बोलेंगे हरि बोल। और हाथ तो ऊपर करना ही पड़ेगा। हरि बोल।
हरि बोल।
ये क्यों करना पड़ता है हाथ ऊपर? बिना हाथ ऊपर की हरि बोल नहीं बोल सकते? बोल सकते हैं, लेकिन इसकी भी आवश्यकता है। जब बालक को माता की गोद में आना होता है ना, छोटा बच्चा, तो क्या करता है वो? करता है कि मैंने उपाड़ ले, मैंने गोदी में खोड़ा माँ ले हाथ ऊंचो करे। वैसे ही संसार सागर में गोता लगाता हुआ जीव, डूबता हुआ जीव भगवान को संकेत करता है, संसार सागर में मैं यहाँ हूँ और तुम्हें पुकार रहा हूँ, तुम आ जाओ और मुझे ले लो अपने हाथ में। क्योंकि उसने तो प्रतिज्ञा की हुई है ना, तेषाम अहम समुद्धरता मृत्यु संसार सागरात। इस मृत्यु रूप संसार सागर में मैं दौड़ के उनको उठा लेता हूँ, ले लेता हूँ अपने पास में, अपने हृदय से लगा लेता हूँ। अब जिन लोगों को भगवान के गले लगना हो, वो हाथ ऊंचा करना, और नहीं लगना हो तो मत करना। हरि बोल।
हरि बोल।
हाँ, देखा देखी सब कर लो, अच्छा रहेगा। हरि बोल।
हरि बोल।
हरि बोल।
हरि बोल।
अस्तु नारायण। आज बोलने का कुछ और मानस लेके आया था और बोलना भी चाहूँगा, किंतु जो ही मैं यहाँ आया तो वातावरण कुछ और ही चल रहा था। करुणामय और गंभीर था वो वातावरण। इन माताश्री का शरीर शांत हुआ, उस उपलक्ष्य में हमारे विवेकानंद महाराज अपने हृदय की श्रद्धांजलि समर्पित कर रहे थे। और उसके बाद में हमारी नानी, तुम लोग जानते हो कि नहीं नानी को? नहीं जानते? हमारे राजस्थान में कहावत चलती है, देवयानी सब तीर्थों की नानी। तो ये नानी है। और मैं जब से आया हूँ उनको केवल नानी ही बोलता हूँ। अब नानी के दो अर्थ होते हैं, एक तो ग्रैंड मदर होती है और दूसरी नानी। तो मेरे लिए तो नानी ही है। मुझे बोलती है कि मैं बड़ी हो गई हूँ। मैंने कितनी बड़ी हो गई हो? हमसे ज़्यादा तो नहीं हो सकती। रही सही कसर इसने निकाल दिया माइक के ऊपर बोल करके, और बाबा मुक्तानंद का नाम ले लेकर के, और आंख में आंसू आ रही थी। ये भी हमारी भी तो स्मृतियां बाबा मुक्तानंद के साथ जुड़ी हुई है। तुम लोग पैदा भी हुए थे कि नहीं, कुछ लोग इसमें से, मैं नहीं जानता हूँ। 1966 में बाबा ने गणेश याग किया था, और वो अपने गुरुदेव के लिए, यानी मेरे जो गुरुदेव थे उनको वेलकम करने के लिए किया था गणेशपुरी में। वहाँ चित्र लगे हुए होंगे शायद अभी भी। उस समय मैं केवल और केवल 13.5-14 साल का था। और एक बार तो बाबा को मेरे ऊपर मन आ गया, और बाबा जी ने बोला मेरे गुरुजी से, ये छोरा मेरे को दे दो, ये मेरे पास में छोड़ दो ना। तो मेरे गुरुजी ने कहा कि बड़ी मुश्किल से तो मेरे को मिला है। तो बात आई गई हो गई। तो मेरा तो बहुत बचपन से डायरेक्ट कनेक्शन था, डायरेक्ट कनेक्शन। और उसके बाद वो नासिक आश्रम में भी आए, हम भी उनके पास दोबारा तिबारा भी गए वहाँ गणेशपुरी में। तब ये पैदा हुए थे कि नहीं मालूम नहीं मेरे को, 4 साल के थे। इस तरह से देखो दुनिया गोल है। शुरुआत उनकी और मेरे गुरुदेव की हुई, बीच में नदारद हो गए थे हम भी और ये भी। प्रकृति ने वापस जोड़ा कि कहाँ जा रहे हो, तुम्हारा ठिकाना तो इधर है, तुम भी सरस्वती हो मैं भी सरस्वती हूँ, कहाँ जा रहे हो। और भगवान ने जोड़ दिया वापस, और जोड़ा तो ऐसा जोड़ा, अब तुम उस भाषा को समझोगे कि नहीं मैं नहीं जानता। एक प्राण दो देही, एक शब्द है, बड़ा भावमय शब्द है। एक प्राण सम प्राण। देखो मैत्री किसमें होती है, जहाँ समानता होती है। तो ये सम प्राणाहा, दो देह, शरीर अलग अलग हैं। कल मेरे मुंह से कुछ एक बात निकल गई, घुमाने ले गए थे हमको, देवयानी बहन चला रही थी गाड़ी और हम लोग गए थे घूमने के लिए। तो वो जगह देख के मैंने कहा लगता है मेरे को भी एक आश्रम यहाँ बना लेना पड़ेगा। तो मुझसे क्या बोलते हैं, ऐसा क्यों बोल रहे हो, ये आश्रम किसका है, इसी में घुस जाओ ना, बहुत जगह है यहाँ। मतलब समान विचार, समान ख्याति, समान आदान प्रदान, वहीं के ऊपर सख्यत्व भाव, प्रीति संपन्न होती है, स्थायी होती है। तो मैं स्वामी जी महाराज का बहुत लौकिक भाषा में धन्यवाद करता हूँ, मुझे यहाँ ठिकाना दिया, रोटी खिलाई, प्रेम से रखा। तो आधुनिक भाषा में कह देता हूँ थैंक्स। बट दोस्ती के अंदर थैंक यू का कोई लेना देना नहीं होता है। आज मैं आपको जो सुनाने के लिए जा रहा हूँ एक बहुत विशिष्ट प्रसंग है, और वो प्रसंग श्रीमद् भागवत के 10वें स्कंद में से है। थोड़ा श्रीमद् भागवत का परिचय देता हूँ। भागवत भगवान का श्री विग्रह है, और 10वां स्कंद उसका हृदय है। 10वां स्कंद उसका हृदय है। उसमें गाए गए गोपियों के द्वारा 5 गीत हैं। वो 5 ज्ञानेंद्रियां हैं। और श्रीमद् भागवत के 29वें अध्याय से 33वें अध्याय पर्यंत एक विशिष्ट प्रसंग है जिसका नाम है रास पंचाध्यायी। वह श्रीमद् भागवत का प्राण है। 5 प्राण होते हैं ना, वैसे ही ये रास पंचाध्यायी के 5 अध्याय उसके प्राण हैं। हम उन प्राणों की वीणा को झंकृत नहीं करेंगे वर्तमान में, क्योंकि बहुत समय चाहिए और बहुत आपको भी उसके लिए गोता लगाने को, आनंद निमग्न होने के लिए समय चाहिए। परंतु उन्हीं में से जो गाए हुए गीत हैं, एक गीत है, पहला ही गीत है जिसका नाम है वेणु गीत। आपने छपाया है उस पुस्तक के अंदर। उसी की थोड़ी चर्चा मैं आपके सामने करता हूँ। एक सैंपल दिखाता हूँ कि प्यार किसको कहते हैं, प्रीति किसको कहते हैं, समर्पण किसको कहते हैं, और किस तरह से हम भगवान के साथ में जुड़ सकते हैं और जुड़ करके अपने भाव को स्थायी बना करके रख सकते हैं। श्रीमद् भागवत में वात्सल्य रस, सख्य रस, श्रृंगार रस, शांत रस, दास्य रस, इन 5 की विशेषता तो है ही है। इसके अलावा विशेष करके श्रृंगार रस को बहुत प्राधान्यता दी है यहाँ। श्रृंगार रस 2 प्रकार का होता है, एक संयोग श्रृंगार, एक वियोग श्रृंगार। कई महापुरुषों ने संयोग श्रृंगार से भी अधिक वियोग श्रृंगार को महात्म्य दिया है, महत्व बढ़ाया है, महत्व दिया है। लेकिन बिना संयोग के वियोग तो संभव नहीं हो सकता है। इसलिए पहले नायक और नायिका को प्रस्तुत होना ही पड़ेगा, आमने सामने खड़े होना ही पड़ेगा। तो देखिए, महाभागवता गोपांगना जन परमात्मा श्री कृष्ण का दर्शन करती हैं और श्री कृष्ण गोपांगनाओं को देखते हैं। यहाँ एक और विशिष्ट बात कह देना चाहूँगा, ये जो प्रीति है वो आत्मा राम की आत्मलीला है। ये प्रीति जो है आत्मा राम की आत्मलीला है। स्वयं श्री कृष्ण पूर्ण काम है, आप्त काम है, और गोपांगनाएं निष्काम है, उन्हें कुछ नहीं चाहिए। वो केवल अपने प्रेमास्पद के लिए जी रही हैं, उन्हें आनंद प्रदान करना चाहती है। ये बहुत बड़ी बात है नारायण। देखो, प्रेम और काम का लक्षण पहले तुम्हें बता देता हूं, जिससे आगे की और भी बात अच्छी तरह समझ आएगी। काम उसको कहते हैं स्व सुख सुखित्वम काम है। देवर्षि नारद ने ही इसकी व्याख्या किया है भक्ति सूत्र में। अपने सुख में सुखी होना, उसका नाम काम। अपने सुख में हम सुखी रहें, प्रेमास्पद जाए भाड़ में। મને તો આ વસ્તુ જોઈએ જ જોઈએ, તમારે ક્યાંથી પણ લાવવું હોય તો લાવો અને આપો મને। આ પેલો ભાઈ કહે કે મારી પગાર આટલી છે, આમાં આટલું મોંઘી વસ્તુ ક્યાંથી લાવું? એટલે તું તારી જાતને વેચીને લાવની, તું કાંઈ પણ કર, પણ મને આ વસ્તુ જોઈએ, એનું નામ કામ। આ કામ છે। स्वात्म सुख सुखित्वम काम है, और प्रेमास्पद सुख सुखित्वम प्रेम है। जिसे हम प्यार करते हैं, जिसे हम चाहते हैं, तुम सुखी रहो, तुम आनंद में रहो, हम जैसे तैसे जीवन जी लेंगे। तुम पराये बन के खो जाओ अपनी दुनिया में, तुम पराये बन के खो जाओ अपनी दुनिया में, हम जी पाए तो जी लेंगे मरने की सजा पाने तक। हम जी पाए तो जी लेंगे। ये प्रेम है, प्रेमास्पद के सुख में सुखी होना। तुम सुखी रहो, तुम अच्छे रहो, तुम चिरंजीव कल्याण रहो, तुम चिरंजीव कल्याण रहो, तुम चिरंजीव। तुम चिरंजीवी बनो, तुम्हारा कल्याण हो, तुम सुखी रहो, तुम आनंद में रहो। ऐसी सद्भावना प्रेषित करना, इसका नाम प्रेम है। गोपांगनाएं कृष्ण को देखती हैं, कृष्ण गोपांगनाओं को देखते हैं। ये देखने ही देखने में तो प्यार होता है। हमारे यहाँ ऋग्वेद के अंदर महाराज, ये जो दृष्टि है ना, चक्षुर इंद्रिय, इसको कामदेव का मार्ग कहा है। ये काम मार्ग है। दुनिया के सारे एक्सीडेंट में बचने की संभावना है। दुनिया के सभी एक्सीडेंटों में कदाचित बचने की संभावना है, लेकिन आँख से आँख का एक्सीडेंट हो जाए तो वहाँ बचने की कोई संभावना नहीं रहती है। ये एक्सीडेंट बड़ा खतरनाक, इसमें दिलो दिमाग दोनों जाते हैं। वहाँ तो केवल शरीर प्रभावित होता है और यहाँ तो दिलो दिमाग दोनों प्रभावित हो जाते हैं। इसलिए आँख को संभालना। इस आँख की प्रत्येक क्रियाएं आप देखिए बड़ी विचित्र होती है, बड़ी विचित्र होती है। कहते हैं ना आँख आ गई, अच्छा हुआ, बोलो, नहीं होता है ना। आँख का आना बुरा, बोलते आँख चली गई, अच्छा हुआ। तो आँख का आना बुरा, आँख का जाना बुरा। आँख उठ गई, ऐसा क्या समझता है, मामला खतरनाक हो गया। आँख बैठ गई मतलब आँख अंदर चली गई, ये भी बेकार की बात हो गई। तो आँख का आना बुरा, आँख का जाना बुरा, आँख का उठना बुरा, आँख का बैठना बुरा। और सबसे बुरा आँख का लड़ना। बोला इसकी आँख लड़ गई, अब वो आँख लड़ गई यानी हो गया कल्याण, गए बाबा दिलो दिमाग से। तो आँख का लड़ना भी खतरनाक। फिर आँख की कौन सी क्रिया अच्छी है, तो कहते हैं इसकी आँख खुल गई। आँख खुल गई, तो आँख का खुलना बड़ा अच्छा होता है। मैं आपकी आँख खोलने जा रहा हूँ, आँख खोलने जा रहा हूँ, क्योंकि ये जो प्रेम देवता की मैं बात कर रहा हूँ ये सामान्य नहीं है, डिवाइन लव है, दिव्याति दिव्य प्रेम है। प्रेम हरि को रूप है, प्रेम हरि को रूप है, त्यों हरि प्रेम स्वरूप। एक भई द्वैयूं लसे, जो सूरज और धूप। प्रेम प्रभु का रूप है, उसमें कामना वासना होती नहीं है मित्रों। प्रेम निष्कलुष होता है, निष्कपट होता है, क्योंकि वो हरि का रूप है, भगवान का रूप है। और जहाँ राम रहेगा वहाँ काम रहेगा क्या? जहाँ दिन रहेगा वहाँ रात रहेगी, बोलो, नहीं रह सकती है। तो जहाँ राम तह नहीं काम, जहाँ राम होगा वहाँ काम नहीं होने वाला, रहने वाला नहीं है। जैसे रात और दिन एक साथ नहीं हो सकते, वैसे ही राम और काम एक साथ नहीं हो सकते। तो प्रेम तो राम का रूप है, प्रेम तो हरि का रूप है, तब फिर वहाँ काम कहाँ से हो सकता है? इसलिए गोपांगनाओं की जो प्रीति है वो निष्काम प्रीति है, और स्वयं भगवान तो परिपूर्ण है, आप तक काम है, पूर्ण काम है। इसलिए इस प्यार के अंदर केवल और केवल आप अनुभव करेंगे मात्र और मात्र त्याग है, त्याग है। और एक बात याद रखना, प्रेम केवल देना जानता है, प्रेम केवल देना जानता है। बाकी लाओ लाओ लाओ, ये तो लल्ला राम तो केवल सकामी लोग ही किया करते हैं। इसीलिए तो आप देखिए ना, उन मंदिरों में बहुत ज़्यादा भीड़ होती है, जहाँ जाकर के मने छोकरो नहीं, छोकरो थी जाए, हे भगवान मने छोकरो आपजे, कितनी लाइन लगती है वहाँ पर। सकामियों की भीड़ आप देखिए तो सही। निष्कामता का आनंद, निष्कामता का सुख लिया ही नहीं है अभी तक। ये गोपियों ने लिया है, मात्र और मात्र गोपियों ने लिया है। एक दूसरे से आंख मिली, और आंख मिलते प्रीति का प्रगाढ़त्व वहां प्रकट होने लगा। अब क्या होता है, भगवान श्याम सुंदर जाते हैं गौचारण करने के लिए वृंदाटवी में, संध्या को लौट के आते हैं। जब जाते हैं तब भी वेणुवादन करते हैं, आते हैं तब भी वेणुवादन होता है। जाते समय भी संकेत कर देते हैं भैरव राग बजा करके, और सबको जगा देते हैं कि मैं जा रहा हूँ, दर्शन करना हो तो यमुना पुलिन पर आ जाओ। तो सब यमुना किनारे दर्शन करने, पानी भरने के बहाने अपना घड़ा ले करके और पहुंच जाती थी। और संध्या के समय भी लौट करके आते हैं तो यमन कल्याण बजाते हुए आ जाते हैं और कह देते हैं मैं लौट रहा हूँ, आ जाओ। तो फिर पानी भरने के लिए संध्या के समय अपने अपने घड़े लेके चली जाती हैं और श्याम सुंदर को देखती हैं। वो जो दर्शन हो रहा है परस्पर देखना, उस देखने का आनंद लीजिए। तम गोरजश्चुरित कुंतलबद्ध बरह वन्य प्रसून रुचिरे क्षण चारुहासम वेणुम क्वणन्तमनुगै रनुगीत कीर्तिम गोप्यो दिदृक्षित दृशो भ्यगमन समेता। वो जाती हैं श्री कृष्ण को देखने के लिए। शाम को श्री कृष्ण आ रहे हैं, उनकी झांकी का आनंद लीजिए। आगे आगे गायियाँ चल रही है, गोधूली वेला बोलते हैं उसको। गाय की धूल उड़ रही है, गोखुर। वो धूल उड़ उड़ करके कृष्ण के बालों में बैठ रही है, माथे पर बैठ रही है, क्योंकि पसीने हो गए हैं चलने से। स्वेद बिंदु बोलते हैं संस्कृत में, स्वेद बिंदु आ गए हैं। और वो स्वेद बिंदुओं के ऊपर जाकर के गोरज बैठ रही है। क्या सुंदर भगवान सुखदेव ने अभिव्यक्ति दिया है। अच्छा, तुमको मालूम है भगवान के बालों का रंग कैसा है? आजकल तो तुम सब अलग अलग रंग के आ जाते हो। हाँ, नहीं बूढ़े होते हैं तो भी सफ़ेद आ जाते हैं लोगों को लगा करके। हाँ, और बूढ़े होते हैं तो काले करके आ जाते हैं, पता ही नहीं लगे। हाँ, लेकिन मालूम है आप लोगों को कृष्ण के बालों का रंग कैसा था? बताओ। किसने बोला? हैं? मनोज भाई, थैंक यू, बिल्कुल ठीक बोला आपने। नील कुंतलई ही। भगवान श्याम सुंदर के जो बाल हैं वो नीले रंग के हैं। उस पे आ गए हैं स्वेद बिंदु, यानी पसीने, परसेव આવી ગયો છે। अब वो नीले बालों के ऊपर सफ़ेद जो परसेवा है उसमें प्रतिबिंबित हो रहे हैं वो बाल का कलर। इससे लग क्या रहा है, मानो भगवती प्रकृति देवी ने श्री कृष्ण के बालों का जूड़ा ब्लू डायमंड से गूंथा है, बनाया है। उस जूड़े को, उन बालों को ब्लू डायमंड से गूंथ दिया है। केवल दर्शन करो अंदर, बहुत अनुभूति होगी, बहुत आनंद होगा। और दूसरी बात पूछता हूँ, भगवान के बाल सीधे थे या टेढ़े मेढ़े थे? આપણે ગુજરાતીમાં એને વાંકડિયા વાળ, હે ને? વાંકડિયા વાળ કહેવામાં આવે। કેવા વાળ હતા? भगवती राशेश्वरी राधिका कहती हैं, गुंघरारी तेरी लट अहो नटवर, गुंघरारी तेरी लट अहो नटवर, इनमें मेरी आँखें अटकी, चलो भानु लली लेवो संग अली, आज शोभा भली वंशी वटकी चलो भानु लली। राशेश्वरी कहती हैं, राधा रानी, आपके जो बाल है ना, ये घुंघराले बाल हैं, और इन घुंघराले बालों में हमारी दृष्टि आकर के अटक गई है। अरे बहादुर शाह जफर ने तो कमाल ही किया है। दिल उलझ कर सुलझता ही नहीं। बहादुर शाह जफर ने गजल लिखी महाराज, उसमें बहुत अच्छा शेर है ये। इन घुंघराले बालों के अंदर हमारा दिल जाकर के उलझ गया है, और हम प्रयत्न कर रहे हैं कि वो दिल वहाँ से निकल के और बाहर आए, लेकिन बाहर नहीं आ रहा है। तो मासूक कह रहे हैं आशिक से, नहीं बाहर आ रहा है। लो कोई बात नहीं, वो कंघी आजकल लोग साथ में रखते हैं कंघी। हाँ, वो कोम निकाला, कंघी निकाला, और ऐसे ऐसे करके और सीधा करने का प्रयत्न किया जिससे तुम्हारा दिल बाहर आ जाए। दिल उलझ कर जुल्फ में कब सुलझता है जफर। उन्होंने कहा सुलझा देते हैं। उतना उलझता जाएगा, उतना उलझता जाएगा, जितना सुलझाएंगे आप। देख कर बेताब हमको और भी घबराएंगे आप। वाकड़ी आवाज, ब्लू कलर ना बाल। तम गोरजस्फुरित कुंतल बाधबर। अपने सभी के बालों को हम लोग बाल कह देते हैं, केस कह देते हैं, लेकिन भगवान श्री कृष्ण के जो बाल हैं ना, उनको कुंतल कहा है। और कुंतल वही होते हैं जो टेढ़े मेढ़े होते हैं, और वैसे ये टेढ़ा ही है ना, खुद भी तो टेढ़ा है। आप देख लो इसको, चले तो टेढ़ा, खड़ा हो तो टेढ़ा, बात करे तो टेढ़ी, मुकुट लगाए तो टेढ़ा। इस टेढ़े की हर हरकत टेढ़ी। गोपी कह रही हैं, आपके गले में जैसे इन भक्तों ने भी माला हम दोनों महात्माओं को पहना दिया, वैसे ही राम और श्याम दोनों आ रहे थे। दोनों के गलों में उनके जो सखा साथ चल रहे थे, मित्र, उन्होंने वन्य प्रसून रुचिरेक्षण चारु आसम। वन्य प्रसून, जंगली पुष्प, वो तोड़ करके ले आए और भगवान श्याम सुंदर के गले में माला पहना दिया बना के। अब इसकी व्याख्या तो बहुत है, लेकिन आज तो नहीं करूँगा, थोड़ा ही करूँगा। रुचिरेक्षण, और भगवान का देखना कैसा है, ओ बाप रे बाप। महादेव, भगवान की आंख से आंख नहीं मिलाना, नहीं तो किसी काम के नहीं रहोगे। एक भक्त था पंढरपुर में, वहीं रह रहा था। दूसरा एक भक्त आया, नदी में थोड़ा पूर आ गया, वो पंढरपुर तक नहीं पहुंच पा रहा था, इसलिए इधर ही खड़ा था। इधर वाले भक्त ने इधर वाले से पूछा, कहाँ आ रहे हो? बोला, जहाँ तुम हो वहीं आ रहा हूँ। मतलब भगवान पांडुरंग के दर्शन करने के लिए आ रहा हूँ। तो इधर वाला उसको कहता है, मत आओ, इधर मत आना। बोला, क्यों? तुम भी तो वहीं हो। बोला इसीलिए तो बोल रहा हूँ, अपना अनुभव सुना रहा हूँ, इधर मत आना। मैं भी तुम्हारी तरह आया था। हाथ तो दोनों उसके ऐसे लगे हुए हैं, वो हाथ का इशारा करके नहीं बुलाता है, क्योंकि दोनों हाथ यहाँ लगे हुए हैं, लेकिन वो आंख का ऐसा इशारा करेगा कि तुम घर बार सब भूल जाओगे, मेरी तरह यहीं पड़े रह जाओगे, यहीं रह जाओगे, इधर मत आना। उसने कहा वही अनुभव करने तो मैं भी आ रहा हूँ और मुझे तो आना ही है। तो बोला फिर आओ, वेलकम, स्वागत है तुम्हारा। क्या कर सकते हैं। भक्तों की लीला बड़ी विचित्र होती है मित्रों, बड़ी विचित्र होती है। उसका दर्शन, उसकी दृष्टि, जिसने एक बार देख लिया वो दुनिया के काम का नहीं रह जाता है। नजर की जलानियां न पूछो, नजर की जलानियां न पूछो, नजर हकीकत में वो नजर है, उठे तो बिजली पनाह मांगे, झुके तो दुनिया खराब कर दे। दृष्टि में बहुत बड़ी ताकत है। सूरदास जी महाराज जब ब्रज में श्याम सुंदर के दर्शन करते हैं, पहली बार मिलते हैं और कन्हैया ने उनको दर्शन दिया, कहा मांग लो तुम्हारी जो इच्छा हो। बोला मेरी आंखें वापस बंद कर दो। बोला ये क्या, क्यों तुम अपनी आंखें बंद करना चाहते हो। तब सूरदास ने कहा जिसने तेरी नजर को देख लिया उसे दुनिया नजर नहीं आती, और जिन आंखों से मैंने तुम्हारा दर्शन किया, अब उन आंखों से मैं इन संसारियों का दर्शन नहीं करना चाहता हूँ। जो भगवान की दृष्टि से दृष्टि मिला लेता है। और उनका हास वो भी बहुत विचित्र, बहुत विचित्र है। चारु हासम। देखो हमारे यहाँ हंसने के भी बहुत सारे प्रकार हैं। स्मित हास होता है, चारु हास होता है, अट्टहास होता है, स्मित हास होता है। हास के बहुत प्रकार हैं। ये चारु हास है। चारु का मतलब सुंदर हास। जिसको हंस करके कृष्ण ने देख लिया वो न्योछावर हो गया उसके ऊपर। तम गोरजस्फुरित कुंतल बाध बरह, वन्य प्रसून रुचिरे क्षण चारुहासम, वेणुम क्वणंतमनुगई रनुगीत कीर्तिम। और वो वेणु वादन करते हुए आ रहे हैं, उसको श्रवण करके और गोपांगनाएं उनका दर्शन करने के लिए आ जाती है। ये दर्शन अनुराग की पुष्टि कर देता है। और जब बेटा वो प्यार हो जाता है ना, प्राप्ति की इच्छा होती है। लेकिन प्राप्ति की इच्छा से पहले ये होता है कि जितना हम प्यार कर रहे हैं वो सामने वाला भी कर रहा है कि नहीं कर रहा है। किसी लड़की से जाके बोल मत देना सीधा कि हम तुमको बहुत प्यार करते हैं, फिर आगे क्या होगा वो तुम देख लेना। इसलिए स्पष्ट है कि परस्पर एक दूसरे के भावों की अभिव्यक्ति का अनुभव होना चाहिए, और उस अनुभूति के लिए स्वयं को प्रिपेयर करना पड़ता है। और यहाँ के ऊपर ये प्रिपेयर हो चुकी हैं। इसीलिए भगवान सुखदेव कह रहे हैं उन महाभागवता गोपांगनाओं में, अब श्री कृष्ण का एक क्षण का वियोग उनको सैकड़ों युगों के समान प्रतीत होता है, और जब उनका संयोग होता है तो अनंत युगों का आनंद सामने आकर के खड़ा हो जाता है। ये उनकी विशेषता थी। और वो भगवान श्याम सुंदर का एकटक दर्शन करती थी। भगवान राम दूल्हा वेश में जब महाराज जनक के यहाँ जाने लगे थे, वैसे ही राम के लिए कहा जाता है त्रिभुवन सुंदर। त्रिभुवन में राम जैसा सुंदर कोई नहीं, ऐसा कहा जाता है। और फिर वो दूल्हा बन के जा रहे हों तो फिर तो और भी सौंदर्य बढ़ जाता है। मान के चलो ये विनय जिस दिन दूल्हा बनेगा, इसकी माँ बड़ी खुश होकर के चश्मा उतार के देखेगी कि कैसा लगता है। दिन में 50 बार देख रही होंगी अभी, लेकिन उस दिन ज़्यादा देखेगी। अरे बूढ़े बूढ़े लोग ऐसे देखते हैं कि कैसा लगता है। बोलो सही बात है या नहीं? तुम बूढ़े अपना अनुभव बता सकते हो, बड़े जितने भी सब देखते हैं ऐसा ऐसा। एक ने मेरे से पूछा कि ये लोग क्यों ऐसा ऐसा देखते हैं, तब मैंने कहा भाई इसलिए देखते हैं, उनको अपनी याद आती है कि कभी हम भी ऐसे लग रहे थे। जब एक सामान्य लड़का जिसको आप रोज देखते हैं वो वर वेश में आता है तो उसे देखने के लिए आप उतावले हो जाते हैं। तो सोचिए त्रिभुवन मोहन श्री राघवेंद्र सरकार अगर वर वेश में आ रहे होंगे तो कौन नहीं दर्शन करना चाहेगा। लोग दौड़ पड़े वहाँ मिथिला में। एक अंधा था, वो अंधा भी दौड़ पड़ा। अब दिखाई दिया नहीं बेचारा और गिर गया। लोग उसके ऊपर से पैर रख के जाने लगे। उसने एक का पैर जोर से पकड़ लिया, उसको छोड़ा नहीं। ठहरो, तो उसने कहा कौन हो? बोला मैं सूरदास हूँ। तो मुझे छोड़ो, क्या कर रहे हो तुम कहाँ जा रहे हो? अरे तुम्हें पता नहीं राम की वर यात्रा निकल रही है, मैं उसका दर्शन करने जा रहा हूँ। तो उसने कहा मैं भी तो वहीं चलना चाह रहा हूँ, तुम मुझे लेके चलो साथ में। तो उसने कहा कि तुम तो अंधे हो, तुम कहाँ से देख पाओगे कि राम इधर से जा रहे हैं, उनकी वर यात्रा जा रही है। तब उसने जवाब दिया मैं अंधा हुआ तो क्या, राम तो अंधा नहीं, वो देखेगा नहीं कि मैं भी उसकी वर यात्रा में आया हूँ, वो तो देखेगा। वाल्मीकि ऋषि ने लिखा है जिसने राम को नहीं देखा अथवा राम ने जिसको नहीं देखा निंदित सर्वलोकेशु। वाल्मीकि रामायण में लिखते हैं वो बड़ा निंदित होता है। भगवान की दृष्टि पड़नी ही चाहिए। हमारी दृष्टि भगवान पे पड़े या न पड़े, कम से कम भगवान हमको एक बार देख लें। उस अंधे को देखिए आप, वो दौड़ रहा है कि कम से कम राम तो मुझे देखेंगे कि मैं भी उनकी वर यात्रा में सम्मिलित होने के लिए आया हूँ। तो मित्रों, भगवान की दृष्टि हम पर पड़े, ये अनुग्रह है, इसको कहेंगे हम अनुग्रह। उनकी दृष्टि से दृष्टि मिलना बहुत बड़ी बात है। वो मिली, परिणाम हुआ प्राप्ति का प्रयत्न। अब प्राप्ति के प्रयत्न में जानना चाहिए कि पहले हम जिसे चाह रहे हैं वो हमें कितना चाहता है। उसी का वर्णन वेणु गीत में है। वेणु के माध्यम से गोपांगनाओं ने भगवान श्री कृष्ण तक अपने स्नेह संदेश को प्रसारित किया है और वहाँ से स्वीकारोक्ति प्राप्त हुई है। तब कात्यायनी पूजा करके और श्री कृष्ण की प्राप्ति का प्रयत्न हुआ है। अब मैं इस प्रसंग को अगर छेड़ता हूँ, आप कितनी देर सुन सकेंगे और कितना टाइम दे सकेंगे? अब मैं वेणु गीत तक पहुँचा हूँ, 12 बज गए हैं। अभी ट्रांसलेशन करेगा तो उसमें 15 मिनट जाएगा। उसके बाद फिर मैं आगे बोलने की सोचूंगा। अभी तुम सुना दो। हाँ हाँ, वेणु गीत शुरू नहीं किया मैंने अभी। हाँ, दे दे थोड़ा पानी, अच्छा ही है।
For those of you who thought you didn't understand, now you can understand.
we started the shlok Shive Bhaktihi. That was in Rag Shiva Ranjani. Shiva Ranjani, the rag that pleases Lord Shiva. And I also like it. Yesterday I was asked which raga do I like? And the answer is, which raga don't I like? I like them all. We will chant God's name for some time. Salutations to Maharaj Swami Akhandanand ji, Bhagwan Nityanand ji, Muktanand ji, and Sanatan Dharma, the eternal religion. When we say Hari Bol, we raise our hands. And why do we raise our hands? Because we can say Hari Bol even without raising our hands. But when a child wants to go in his mother's lap, doesn't the child raise his hands and say, "Get me"? Similarly, us individual bound souls, sansari jivas, who are suffering in this ocean of samsara, we call out to the Lord by raising our hands, "Oh Lord, take me, save me." Krishna says in the Gita, "Tesham aham samuddhata mrityu samsara sagarat," that it's his promise that I rescue those who come to me from the jaws of death and samsara. So we raise our hands. So those who want to be rescued, raise your hands. And those who don't want to be rescued, don't raise your hands. I came here thinking that I'll speak on a certain topic, but when I entered this hall, the feeling here was of a different kind. It was filled with karuna, compassion, and gambhirta, seriousness. We offered our Shraddhanjali or tribute to Mataji. Vivek did that. And then Devyani, who I call Nani. There's a saying in where I come from that Sab Tirtho ki Nani Devyani, that the Nani of all holy places, sacred places, is Devyani. And Nani has two meanings. One is grandmother and one is little. And she told me I'm not so little anymore, but she's not older than me. And she spoke of Baba Muktananda emotionally. And I too have memories of Baba Muktananda. In 1966, a Ganesh Yaga fire ritual was performed by Baba Muktananda. In fact, to welcome my Gurudev, Maharaj Swami Akhandanand ji Saraswati. At that time, my age was about 13 and a half or 14. Baba had said, "Give me this boy," looking at me. And my Guru had said, "After quite some effort, I've found him." So why would I give away? He had also come to Nasik. We met him there as well, had his darshan. We also visited Ganeshpuri Ashram about 4 times. And Maharaj ji was about 4 years of age back then. So this world is a circle. Our gurus were together, and then we worked separately for some time, and now we are together again. God has united us. And how has He united us? We are both from the Saraswati order of monks. And look at the unity. How has He united us? As if eka prana do deha. As if 2 bodies, but 1 prana, 1 life force. Sama prana, the same life in 2 separate bodies. Yesterday we went on an ashram tour. Devyani was driving. And looking at the property, I said, "Oh, I will also have to build an ashram here." And look at what Maharaj ji said. In response to that, he said, "This is yours. Just join in this ashram, with this ashram." So this is the friendship that we share. This is in worldly language, Laukik Bhasha. I thank him for giving me shelter and for giving me rotis, food. So in modern language, modern parlance, we would say, thanks. But in fact, there is no such thing or word as thanks in friendship. Today, I'm going to speak on a special episode from the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. A little bit of an introduction about Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is the vigraha, the body, the being of the divine himself. And the 10th canto is the heart of that body. In that, the gopis, the milkmaid of Vraja, they sing 5 songs, Gita. Those represent the 5 gnanendriyas, organs of perception that we have within us. And chapters 29 to 33, Rasa Panchadhyayi, that's a name given to it, is the prana, the life force of Srimad Bhagavatam. These 5 songs represent the 5 pranas, the 5 kinds of life forces that reside within all of us. We won't strum those pranas right now because that requires some time. But out of those 5 Gitas or songs, there is one called the Venu Gita. Venu Gita. So a little bit of an introduction of that. It's a sample of love, prem, priti, friendship, affection, and samarpanam, surrender. How can we come to the Lord and keep that sthayi bhav, that permanent emotion of devotion within us? Srimad Bhagavatam talks about 5 such feelings. Vatsalya, the feeling of the Lord as a child, Vatsalya ras. Sakhya, the feeling of the Lord as a friend. Shringara, the feeling of the Lord as the beloved. Shanta, the feeling of the Lord as peace. And Dasya, the feeling of the Lord as the master. These are 5 special feelings or rasas, no doubt. But special importance is given to Shringara rasa, the nectar of romance or love. A lot of importance is given to that in the Bhagavatam. And Shringara rasa is of 2 kinds. One is Sanyoga Shringara, the joy that arises from union with the beloved, and Viyoga Shringara, the joy that arises, or the love that arises from the separation from the beloved. Many Mahatmas, great beings, give importance to Viyoga Shringara, the love that arises during separation. But there is no Viyoga, separation, without first Sanyoga or union. So the meeting of the Nayaka and the Nayika, the hero and the heroine, is inevitable. They stand face to face with each other and meet eye to eye. Krishna and the Gopanganas, the gopis. Krishna is Atmaram. He is the self, the Lord. And this whole episode is the Atma Leela, the sport of the Lord. Krishna is Purnakam. He is full, perfect with love. He is Aptakam. He is the completion, the highest love with authority. And gopis have Nishkamakam, love without any selfish motive. They want nothing in return. They just want to please the Lord, Krishna. So this is prema, love, versus kama or lust, desire. In kama, swatma sukha sukhitvam kama, to find happiness in the pleasure of oneself is kama. It's explained in the Bhakti Sutra by Narada. Oh, I want this. You get me this. And no matter what happens to you, if the other person says, I don't have enough or I don't have the money to get you that, you'll even say, oh, sell yourself, but I want that object. So it's about pleasing oneself. Whereas in prema, premaspad sukha sukhitvam prema, in love, the happiness of the beloved is the source of my happiness. May you be in ananda, in joy. I will find my ways of survival. May you become immortal, chiranjeevi. May you experience auspiciousness or kalyana. May you stay happy. This sadbhavna, this pure feeling that arises inside is prema. And Krishna and the gopis look at each other, eye to eye. It is said in the Rig Veda that eye is the path of kama or desire. You can be saved from all the possible accidents in the world. But this eye-to-eye accident is dangerous. There's no escape route for that. Because in this accident, the eye-to-eye, both are lost, the heart and the brain. In the normal accident, just the body is injured. But in this one, the heart and the brain also go. So protect your eyes. It is said in Hindi, aankh gayi, meaning I've lost my eyesight. That's also bad news. Aankh aayi, something like an evil eye, that's also bad news. Medically, conjunctivitis. That's also bad. Aankh uth gayi, it's arrogance. Oh, what do you think? My eyes I'm looking up. Aankh baith gayi, I'm looking down. That's not good either because you have lost everything. You're helpless. So what uses are these eyes? Is there anything good about it? Yes. Aankh khul gayi. My eyes have opened. And the worst, obviously, is falling in love through the eyes. Only the opening of the eyes, and that is what I'm here to do, to open your eyes. This prem is no ordinary love. It's divine love. Prem bhari to roop hai, to hari prem swarup ek bhai. This prema is the form of the Lord. It is the form of God Himself. There is no kama vasana or lustful tendencies in that prema, in that pure love. Where there is Ram, the Lord, can there be kama or lust? Where there is day, can there be night? No. In the same way, where there is Ram, the divine, there cannot be calm or lust, desire. Like day and night, the two cannot coexist. Gopis have nishkam kam, selfless love. And God, Krishna, is aptakam, purnakam, complete, perfect love. So in that relationship, there is only love. Prem knows only to give. Today people say, I love, I love, I love. But that is the statement of a sakami, of a person saying love while having desires in return. You see in temples people praying, oh God, give me this, give me that, give me a son. And there's a crowd, there are hordes of people, hordes of sakamis, people who have come in the garb of love to ask for something. Only the gopis have experienced the ananda, the joy of nishkama kama, selfless love. So when their eyes met Shri Krishna's eyes, priti or affection arose. And Shyamasundar, Krishna, the most beautiful one, used to go to graze the cows by the banks of the Ganga and come back at sunset, go in the morning, playing the Venu, Rag Bhairav, and come back playing Venu, Rag Yaman Kalyan. So when he would go, the gopis would come with their pots, listening to that music, and when he would come back playing Rag Yaman Kalyan, they would come back again with their pots, and their face and eyes used to meet. Whenever Krishna would come, Ananda would arise. And when he would graze the cows, the godhuli, the dust that the cows gave while they were walking, that would go and get caught in Krishna's hair. And would sit on his hair. His hair had white sweat droplets. In Sanskrit, we call it Shveda Bindu. And it would look so beautiful. Do you know what the color of God's hair is? Today, young people color their hair white, and old people color their hair black. But what was the color of Sri Krishna's hair? They're known as Neela Kuntala. The hair color of Krishna was blue. And the sweat droplets on it which were white, would reflect in it his hair to such an extent that it seemed like goddess or Prakriti herself has decorated his hair with blue diamonds. So imagine that. And second thing, was his hair straight or curly? It was curly indeed. Radha even says that our eyes, when they looked at your curly hair, our eyes got locked in it, caught in it. Shah Zafar says in a ghazal, in a poem, there's a line that says that our heart has gotten caught in your curly hair, and we're trying to fix it. And to fix it, when your hair is too curly, you take a comb. Nowadays, people have a comb with them also. So you can take a comb and fix your hair. But the problem here is that, as Shah Zafar says, Bahadur Shah Zafar, that the more I try to untangle your hair to unhook myself, the more my heart gets caught in you. So his hair is curly. He himself is curly, crooked, not straight. Nothing this boy does is straight. His walk is crooked. He stands not straight. He talks not straight. He wears his crown not straight. So the gopis said that the wild flowers, we've made a garland of wild flowers and is around Krishna's neck, the one who is curly. And how is his look? Oh my God. Do not meet him in his eyes. Do not look at him straight, eye to eye, because you won't be of any use to this world after that. In Pandharpur, there was a devotee, a bhakta, who was near the temple, and another devotee who was trying to come to the temple. A flood had come and it was separating that second devotee from having darshan of the Lord at the temple. So the first one waves and says, "Where are you?" The second one waves and says, "Where are you?" And the first one says, "I'm here at the temple, having the darshan of Lord Pandharpur," a form of Krishna. And he warns the other one, "Don't come here." And he says, why? You are there, so why are you telling me not to come? And the devotee says, who is with the Lord, that this Pandharpur, he has his hands, or this Vitthal, the Lord there, has his hands on his waist. So he doesn't catch you with his hands, but his eyes are dangerous. With one look, he can catch you, he can make you so bound that you'll forget your family and worldliness and end up staying here.
करके बताओ ना आँख से ऐसे बुलाता है हाँ करो जरा ऐसे बुलाता है
Like that.
उसके लिए भी हिम्मत चाहिए बेटा
He calls him like that. So this is the Leela, the sport of the Bhaktas also. This is Bhakta Leela. It's unique. And his eyes, his sight, his look, if it's bestowed on a person, that person is of no use to this world. This drishti, this sight is dangerous, whether you get it or not. Surdas asked the Lord in Vraja, that close my eyes, I don't want them open anymore. And the Lord says, why? And Surdas says, oh Lord, he who has seen you does not want to see this world anymore. And does not see anything in this world anymore. And his smile, his hasa, what type is his smile? There are different kinds of smiles as well. There's smita, there's charu, there's atta. And his smile is charu. It's beautiful, it's sundar. Krishna has this kind of a smile. So when he plays the Venu, the gopis come for his darshan, for the pushti, for the affirmation of their anuraga or their affection and love. Because in love, there is the desire for prapti, the attainment, union. But first, in love, the beloved always wants to check if the other person also loves him or her. If you go up to a girl and say, and express your love, I love you, without knowing if she loves you in return, then see what happens. So in the same way, this love has to be mutual. And Shukdev prepares the groundwork for this. Shukdev says that one moment of separation, of viyoga, for the gopis from Krishna is equal to thousands of moments. And one moment of sanyoga, union with Krishna for the gopis, is equal to ananda, joy of union for infinite eons. This is the uniqueness of their love. They looked at each other, they looked at Krishna without blinking. Now, Ram, when he was dressed up as the bridegroom, and he is the Tribhuvan Sundar, the most beautiful in all three worlds, anyway. For example, if Vinay dresses up as a bridegroom, his mother will keep looking at him, even though she looks at him 50 times a day. She'll keep looking at him on that particular day. And old people also look at them like that. And somebody asked me once, why do old people look at young people dressed up beautifully like that? And I answered, because they're probably thinking that we were also like that in our youth, young days. So if an ordinary person can be so attractive or enchanting, you can imagine Ram dressed up like that. How attractive would he be? The entire Mithila, the town of Mithila, was running after him when he was dressed up like that. And in that race, there was a blind man, who fell because he didn't have eyesight and got trampled. And he held someone's foot as he was getting trampled. Somebody asked, who are you? He said, I'm Surdas. Where are you going? He said, I'm going to the same place you are going. I'm going to Ram's marriage wedding procession. But that person says, you are blind. You can't see. And Surdas says, yes, I'm blind. But Ram, the divine, is not blind. And he will see that I was also part of his wedding procession. Sage Valmiki says that he who has not seen Ram, or he who has not been seen by Ram, is useless, is worthy of criticism. Ninditas sarva lokeshu. He is of no use or worthy of criticism from the entire world. So he says, Ram will see me, even if I can't see him. So friends, may this drishti, this sight of the Lord, fall on us. May we meet him eye to eye. And the gopis want to check out how much does the Lord also love them. So this is the background of Venu Geetam. It starts after this and Katyayani Puja as well, but depends on how much we can do it now.
अब समय हो गया है और सबकी दृष्टि टेबल के ऊपर जाएगी डाइनिंग में, इसलिए इस चैप्टर को अगले वर्ष फिर हम आने वाले हैं। और स्वामी जी महाराज ने और देवयानी ने एक निश्चय किया है, अगले वर्ष वो श्रीमद् भागवत सप्ताह का आयोजन यहाँ करने वाले हैं। देवयानी की बहुत इच्छा है, महाराज की बहुत इच्छा है कि मैं यहाँ भागवत सुनाऊं। तो ये जो आनंद, ये सैंपल दिखाया तुमको थोड़ा सा, बाकी तो बहुत माल भरा है। महाराज ने सुना है, इसीलिए उनकी इच्छा है कि यहाँ होना ही चाहिए, इसलिए हम आएंगे। हमने भी कहा है कि डेट्स फिक्स कर लीजिए, अग्रिम वर्ष निश्चित रूप से मैं आऊँगा और इन सभी भक्तों को श्रीमद् भागवती कथा का आनंद प्रदान करूँगा। केवल इतना ही कहना चाहता हूँ जाने से पहले, अगर तुम्हारे प्रेम की कोई कद्र कर सकता है तो मात्र भगवान या मात्र सद्गुरु। तुम रोना, लेकिन संसारियों के लिए मत रोना। बहुत कीमती हैं तुम्हारे ये आंसू, इनको बहाना भगवान के चरणों में। ये आंसू संसार के लोग इसकी कद्र नहीं करेंगे, लेकिन भगवान तुम्हारे इन आंसुओं की मोतियों की माला अपने गले में पहन लेंगे और तुम्हारी कद्र करेंगे। इसलिए अगर संसार में प्रेम करने लायक कोई है तो मात्र और मात्र परमात्मा भगवान, उनसे प्यार कीजिए। मैं नहीं कहता कि तुम संसार छोड़ करके सन्यासी हो जाओ, घर बार छोड़ दो, नहीं। तुम जहाँ हो बहुत अच्छे हो, तुम जो कर रहे हो करते हुए इन 24 घंटों में से कुछ घंटे ऐसे निकालो जो प्रभु से प्यार करो, प्रभु के पास बैठो। तुम अपने घर में भी, अरे और तो और कुछ नहीं कर सकते हो तो अपने पलंग पे ही बैठ जाओ, रात को सोने से पहले या सवेरे जल्दी तुम उठ जाते हो तो आसन लगा करके वहीं पर सुखासन, वो भी पद्मासन नहीं, सुखासन, सुखपूर्वक बैठ सके जिससे, बैठ करके और परमात्मा का ध्यान करो, मेडिटेशन करो। और उस समय जब ध्यान करते हो, वो ध्यान दो प्रकार का होता है, एक सूखा ध्यान होता है, एक गीला ध्यान होता है। प्यार भी दो तरह का होता है बेटा, हो एक सूखा प्यार होता है और एक गीला प्यार होता है। आप कहोगे कि सूखा और गीला क्या होता है, तो मैं बताता हूँ सूखा किसको कहते हैं। आइए आइए स्वामी जी महाराज, बहुत दिन से आपको देखने की इच्छा थी, आज आ गए, बड़ा आनंद हुआ, बड़ा आनंद हुआ। क्या पेश कर सकता हूँ आपके लिए, आप चाय लेंगे, ठंडा लेंगे, गरम लेंगे, क्या लेंगे, देना लेना कुछ नहीं, खाली जवानी, जमा खर्च। और जिस प्यार में सेवा का संपुट लग जाए वो प्यार गीला हो जाता है, रसीला हो जाता है। वैसे ही ध्यान भी खाली आंख बंद कर लिया, बताया था कैसा बैठना, सीधा बैठना, ये करना, वो करना। अरे पहले प्रभु से प्यार तो करो। प्यार करते ही तुमको आंख बंद नहीं करना पड़ेगा, खुली आंख से भी भगवान दिख जाएंगे तुमको, खुली आंख से भी भगवान। जब प्यार होगा, भगवान से प्रीति होगी, तो तुम जिधर देखोगे, जित देखो तित श्याममयी है, उधर सर्वत्र वही वह तुमको दिखाई देगा, वही वह दिखाई देगा। तो तुम रहते हुए संसार में भी, अपना व्यवहार निभाते हुए भी प्रयत्न करो कि भगवान से जुड़ें, भगवान से प्यार करें। और जब प्यार होगा उससे, तो देखो तुम्हारा जीवन बदल जाएगा। तुम घर में ही इस तरह से रहने लगोगे कि लड़ाई झगड़े बंद हो जाएंगे। जो आपस में रागत द्वेष हो जाते हैं वो बंद हो जाएंगे, कि नहीं मेरा तो प्रभु है और सभी में समाया हुआ है, मैं किससे लड़ूं। स्वामी रामतीर्थ एक बड़ा मस्त शेर बोला करते थे अपनी मस्ती के अंदर, अभी ये ढपता किसी से लड़िए, किसी से झगड़िए। अभी ये ढपता किसी से लड़िए, किसी से झगड़िए, किसी के पाँव में जाके पड़िए। दुई के उठते ही जो देखा, अब लड़िए तो किससे लड़िए, झगड़िए तो किससे झगड़िए। जो ही द्वैत प्रपंच हट गया और अद्वैत की प्रतिष्ठा हो गई, फिर आप किससे लड़ेंगे और किससे झगड़ेंगे। जब एक ही भाव हो गया, भज गोविंदम भज गोविंदम, बोलिए गोविंदम भज मूढ़मते, भज गोविंदम भज गोपालम। गोविंद का भजन कीजिए, प्रभु का स्मरण कीजिए, उससे प्यार कीजिए। आज यही संदेश मैं आपको दे के जा रहा हूँ। जिस तरह से गोपांगनाओं ने मात्र और मात्र परमात्मा श्री कृष्ण को स्वीकार किया, वो स्थिति तो मैं समझ सकता हूँ कि आप में नहीं आ सकती है, लेकिन कम से कम इतना तो हम कर सकते हैं। एक शेर सुनाता हूँ तुमको बढ़िया। मौत जब तक नजर नहीं आती है, जिंदगी राह पर नहीं आती है। मौत जब तक नजर नहीं आती है, जिंदगी राह पर नहीं आती है। तेरी नज़र को जिसने देख लिया, फिर उसे दुनिया नज़र नहीं आती है। तो देखना तो उसे देखो, उससे प्यार करो, फिर दुनिया अपने आप तुम्हारे सामने से गुल हो जाएगी और तुम अपने स्वरूप में स्थित होने लगोगे। मैं यही प्रभु से प्रार्थना करता हूँ और यही आशीर्वाद देता हूँ। तुम अपने समय का सदुपयोग करो और भगवान के साथ प्रीति करने का प्रयत्न मत करो। स्वभाव से हो जाए तो ज़्यादा अच्छा है। ऐसा करोगे सुखी रहोगे, आनंद में रहोगे। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, माँ कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ओम शांति शांति शांति।
Our time is up, and now everybody's drishti or sight will be on the dining hall. But I will come next year, and Swami Nityanand Maharaj and Divyani have invited me, and they have a strong desire to organize a Srimad Bhagavatam Katha here, and I will come for that. And I will also fix some dates for next year. And my only last parting words are that if you want to love anything in this world, let it not be anything material. Focus your love on God or the Guru. Only they can give something back for your love. Your tears are very precious. Do not shed them for this world, but offer them at the Lord's feet. The world will not value your tears, but if you offer them at the feet of the divine, He will take those tears, transform them into pearls, create a garland out of it, and wear it on His neck. In this world, this prem or love, only one being is worthy of being loved, and that is God and God alone. And I'm not saying you become a sannyasi or give up your home and everything you have. You're fine where you are. Keep doing what you're doing. But in the 24 hours that you have, spend some time worshipping the Lord in your own house. Even on your own bed. That's fine too. Before going to bed or in the morning, whenever possible. And that too in Sukhasana, in the easy posture, not even in Padmasana or the lotus pose. Meditate on the Lord. And there are two kinds of meditations. One is dry and one is nectarian. There are two kinds of love as well. Dry or superficial and nectarian. The dry superficial one says, "Oh, come, Maharaj, come. You've come after a long time. What can I serve you? Chai, cold drinks, this, that." But actually inside they don't want to serve anything. But when seva is attached to love, it becomes nectarian, true love, authentic love. It's the same with dhyana or meditation. Don't just close your eyes and sit and follow the instructions, but first cultivate love for the Lord. Once that arises, even with eyes open, you'll see the Lord, no matter where you look. In your daily work, while continuing your daily work, connect with the Lord. Love the Lord, and all your household fights will also stop. Ramtirth has a poem where he says that having experienced the end of duality, with whom can I fight after that? There is no one left to fight with. So, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. Worship the Lord. This is my message to all of you today before I leave. Maybe we might not be able to live up to being like the gopis, but at least we can develop this much. And by doing this, developing this love for the Lord, you'll experience and become established in your true nature. This is my prayer. This is my blessing. Use your time wisely. Love the Lord. And you'll experience sukha, peace, and shanti. Peace.
Our morning yesterday, our morning today has been, I don't know what the words would be. A poem I often sing, which I just came to mind as we were listening to Maharaji. Hum deewanon ki महफिल में हर रोज बहारें होती है, हम मस्तानों की बातों में सोहम की झंकारें होती है. The poet says here, when divine lovers come together and have a mahfil, which is a gathering, it is springtime. What is spring? Spring is blossoming. The conversations that take place amongst us, between us, the sounds of Soham arise in that. So, these 2 mornings, yesterday evening, Maharaji often when he does his Bhagavat says, as he turns the pages, I'm only turning them because I don't have time. Actually, I'm only turning because you don't have time. I have time, I can sit, I can speak, but you have to also, like he said just now, commit to that, to the sitting, to the listening, and to just imbibing. And I so often think in all of what he said just now, how we waste life or how life is wasted by each one of us. And I think of something that Abraham Lincoln said, don't murder time by killing opportunity. I think it's something like that. Like don't just waste time. These are opportunities. And for all of you who have chosen to come here this morning, because it was only in the last few days we realized, oh my God, Maharaji is coming for sure. He didn't change his mind, his plans, he's coming. So let's send the message out. And even I think it was Friday night, we said, Divyan, you got to send it out too, because then people will know you are here as well. So it's like now, it was 10 o'clock at night after we had left Maharaji. We said now. And then Vivek shot, I think, 10 different takes because she would laugh. She tried to say Maharaji's name. She didn't know where to put the G. Swami Ji, Vidyananda Ji, Maharaji, Saraswati Ji. Everywhere there was a G. And she's like, I think there's too many G's. So, but we put his name outside on the board so when you go home, you can think of what he represents. His name is Vidya. Vidya is knowledge, divine knowledge. So may all of us take home this experience of the divine, these wonderful 2 mornings that we have spent together. Of course, you can always look back online. I told Maharaji, that's the beauty today is if you didn't understand anything just now in this moment, or if your eyes or ears were closed just in that moment, put headphones on and listen. That's what I suggest. Because in every word, every letter, every sentence goes inside. Because that ajnana or the ignorance, it's, as Mahaji will say, asanga shastrena dhirena chitva. In the Gita it says. You have to come to that place where you have to become so firmly established in non-company. And that tool has to be so sharp to cut asunder that which binds you. So for a few moments, yes, we may grasp what Maharaji says. But we don't want to just grasp for a few moments. We want to drink it. I read a joke. I am fine. I only drink 1 glass of whatever it is, alcohol. But it's the person after that 1 glass who drinks. I know you didn't understand, but it's okay. Mark got it. He's from Boston. I'm Irish. So you've sat here, you've had a little sip. But now that sip should make you yearn for more. Should make you thirsty. Like, I want. That's not quite how the joke was, but I am interpreting the joke my way. That's the yearning that you want. You want to get so drunk, but not wasted. Drunk on the elixir of love is how Baba Muktananda would say it. So when those 9 days will be, we think maybe in September, in fall, because the discussion was about weather and all of that. So it's a nice time. People come to the East Coast to enjoy fall. And Maharaji reminded us that there is a special week in the month in the Indian calendar where the Srimad Bhagavatam is actually held for the upliftment and release of our ancestors. And so may it uplift and release us as well. But I would say to all of you that you have over a year to plan, just like you plan your holidays and your vacations and all that, plan to spend 11 days Why 11 days? The day of coming and the day of departure should not be on the first day of the katha and the last day of the katha. Because then you'll be looking like Maharaji says, my flight, Maharaji, is at this time, can you finish? And then he'll be in the midst of his flow. And just because one uptight person stands up and the other uptight, ignorant, look at him and say, and then I'll end with a joke. I think it's Tukaram Maharaj, whichever Maharashtrian saint, is singing, chanting. And slowly, one by one, everybody leaves, except somebody like Vivek is still there. And Maharaji wonders, why is he still here? Then he thinks maybe this carpet, this blanket is his. So he jumps. In the Maharashtrian tradition, they jump. So as he jumps, he pulls the blanket. And he also takes off because he was waiting, my blanket, when will the Maharaj? So let us not be like that. So for that, like I said yesterday, prepare yourself, get yourself ready, study the scripture. We'll look, I'm sure we have it, if not, we'll get it. And just start just reading, and listen to these 5 songs that he talked of. It's in Sanskrit already in our books, but we'll get the English books, which is also ready. And Maharaji will celebrate 25 years of his ashram in 2025, I think, in Barumal, Valsad, which is only about an hour's drive from Shanti Mandir Magod. He'll also celebrate 50 years of having become a sannyasin, which is next year, but it'll, I think, all be together. And 50 years of having been not only just a Mahamandaleshwar, but an Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of the Avahan Akara. So there's that many celebrations of his life in 2025. So you can enjoy him next year here, and then come to his ashram in India. And मैंने दे दिया ना. He's seconding my invitation to you. So it happens in the meeting, right? Somebody has to second. And I think it will be a Laksha Chandi, meaning the repetition of the Chandi Pada 100,000 times. Means that many people that will be there, and I think 100 kundas or 100 fire yagna homa kundas. So it will be a lot of energy, a lot of madness, a lot of craziness. And Swamiji has, I don't know how many devotees that come from that local area, and they're all tribal people. I would say that just like he talked how the gopis loved Krishna. For those who have never met a simple tribal person, you will not understand this. But for those from India who understand a simple tribal person, their love for Maharaji is very simple, I would say, yet filled with depth, which is what he talked about just. I experienced this with Baba Muktananda when we lived in Ganeshpuri. I experienced this just now in Ganeshpuri in the month of January. Because that love has no want, has no desire. It's not bound by the world. It is love. In English, you would say love for the sake of love. And that's what the Srimad Bhagavatam is. So we thank you all for joining us here this morning. And Maharaji is still here for the day, but now he's going to drive down south to Somerset, 2 hours away. There's a temple there, he has satsang there. Then a dinner with somebody from his ashram whose sister and kids live. Then come back, and then we'll see what the day unfolds tomorrow. So it's wonderful. Devyani was remembering a verse yesterday which we use in the Santa Samagam, Ganga Papam Shashi Tapam Dainyam Kalpataru Tatha Papam Tapam Cha Dainyam Cha Hanti or Sadhya, depending on how Sadhu Samagama. That when you go to the river Ganga, Ganges, it washes away your sins. When you sit under the moon, it takes away your heat. And when you sit under the wish-fulfilling tree, it grants you what you want. But when you come in the company of a holy person, of a saint. All three are available. Papam, tapam, cha dainyam cha. You're cleansed, you're purified, your heat, whatever the heat is that you have, is gone. And we've all experienced the wish fulfilling tree. And that's why we are here today in all of these years. A simple invitation. Everybody said, okay, let's go. At least like he said, he will see that I have come. He has come, yes, but he will at least see. आप देखोगे ना आए हैं सब देख रहा हूँ. Yes. He's registering, recording all of you, and he has an intense look. So, enjoy. I think Devyani has some words. And no, come on. Huh? That you can watch this satsang on YouTube, which already said, and satsangs previously, satsangs even yesterday's. Next weekend is the farewell, and then the Guru Purnima Intensive is on the 1st of July. And then delighted to have the Desai and the Way families here with us for the Ba's Shraddhanjali. And on behalf of her remembrance of Shraddhanjali, Shrit and Rupal offer the Bhandara. And we wish Dipanshu a wonderful trip home. He's going after 4 years of being here at Shanti Mandir Walden, and he'll return in August 10th. Okay? He's one of the alumni of Shanti Sri Muktananda Sanskrit Mahavidyalaya. He sings the Vedas, he plays the tablas. He's now doing all of what you see, the audio, video, and all of that which goes online. And so as Maharaji said yesterday, he feels good to see so much going on in Maghoz, so much going on here, and all of that which is taking place up in Shanti Mandir Kankhal and soon in Shanti Mandir Nimbavali or Ganeshpuri. My idea, I keep telling people, is that we create useful human beings for society. Useful human beings for society, not idiots. I won't go into that. You can meet me private or meet Vivek. I think he'll explain better. Because that's the business he's ended up in through his workshops called Kosha, as explaining to Maharaji this morning. So understand from him, and you can help us. You can help us create useful human beings. Maharaji is doing that also. He has 750 tribal girls living at the ashram and getting free education, lodging, and food. And devotees like Ramesh Bhai and many support this endeavor of Maharaji. It's not. I met a sadhu up in North India. He told me taking care of girls is not an easy task. Now, women, you understand, I don't know. So we have boys, and that's not easy either. So, chapters in both ways. So, and Vinay also, he's on his way for 5 weeks. His tabla player actually is on a concert tour, so Vinay will go and give him sat. Normally it's the other way. The santur player is on a concert and the tabla player accompanies him. But in this case, young Vivek Pandya, who's I think all of 18 years old or something, right? And he's in college, 2nd or 3rd year, happens to be his holiday, so he's going to India on a tabla tour to meet people, to know people. So he told Vinay, you come. So Vinay's father was happy because young Vivek will hopefully have a adult like Vinay. Accompanying and taking care of him. And then Vinay also will return in mid-July back here to Shanti Mandir and continue the work and the music and everything that takes place here. And once again, as Devyani said earlier, we meet at the end of August, early September for Labor Day weekend and celebrate those 2 months here together in September and October. And then we once again offer our heartfelt gratitude to Maharaji for being with us here this weekend and flooding us with so many reminiscences, memories, and feelings and emotions that we all experience when we are in divine company. And may we always carry this in our heart and in our being. And may we not only illumine ourselves, but we illumine others also. So I invite those ladies who know how to belo, to make puris, useful ladies again. Because एक जोक है हिंदी में, एक माता जी कितनी रोटी बनाती है, तो बोले 100 रोटी बनाती है. तो 10 माताएं कितनी बनाती है 1 घंटे में, तो बोले 0. तो बोले क्यों, तो बोले गपशप में लग जाती है. इसके लिए ऐसी माताएं जाएं जिसको बेलना आता हो. It's a Hindi joke, I don't know if it works in English, but maybe it does. So there's puris and rice and chapati, sweets and there's lots. So when the Sadhu Mahatma comes, as he said, we are genuinely asking you to eat. We are genuinely asking you, please come, partake of the prasad. First have darshan. Kya? 1 pranam, 2. Yeah, together. So just in the center, he will look. That's enough. I have already seen you, so I know you. We know each other quite well, maybe too well. So if I don't look, don't take it personally. But he will, like he said, record all of you. And so even the bellowing women, come forward with your husband or alone or whatever, pranam. And then we'll see you all again soon. Vati Padaye Har 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 Mahadev Sadgurnath Maharaj.